It's my birthday and I'll birth if I birthday. Birth if birthday. It's gonna be my birthday. It's my birthday. Hey, it's almost my birthday.
Hey, it's almost your birthday.
It's me, Bucket Snake.
How are you?
Eternally annoying about my birthday.
Oh, it's true. But like in the
Can't
most
escape
fun
it.
way. You can't. It's like, oh, is it October 18th? 1 month, people! This is not a drill!
Getting so close.
But now it's the month
It is. And
of your birthday.
Oh.
What?
Oh, my phone's just downloading something. What are you downloading?
Singing lessons.
Listen. The way I sing is charming.
It is charming.
People like it.
It's unique. People, and god damn it, people like it.
I don't even know. I mean, I do like my birthday, but now it's become just like a branding
Yeah,
thing.
to be annoying about
like,
it.
I have to do it because
Yeah.
it's expected.
I have such a, I know this is about your birthday, but
Yeah.
I have such a, just like, I don't like when people pay too much attention to me, but I also want to be like, look at me, it's my birthday. But then people are like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this past birthday, I was just like so stressed out about the idea of even picking what I wanted for dinner for my birthday.
Yeah.
That I was like crying on the way home about it. My mom was like, what do you
Aw.
want to eat? And I was like, I don't even know. Like,
Oh.
and then she was like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, I definitely can't answer that. Like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just, I don't know, it stresses me out so much.
Is it because there are too many options or because you don't want people to like go out of their way for you? It makes you uncomfortable.
A little bit of both. And I
Yeah.
think there's also like the pressure of like, I want it to be great.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, then it's like, oh, what a It's like, I would rather just not put myself in the position of like my birthday being bad.
Right.
If I just ignore it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't want to make any decisions. I want other people just to do things for me because it's my birthday. But then
Right.
of course they're like, well, I want to do what you want. And I'm like, I don't know what I want.
But I don't know.
It's too hard.
That's why this year we just did your birthday for you. We were
Exactly.
like, you're having a vampire baseball themed birthday
And it was perfect.
for whatever reason.
Why not? I love all those things. And also sharks were involved.
Oh yeah, and there were sharks.
Which
yeah.
I also love. Then it was great. And so
It's a
it was
lot of
like, yeah,
blood.
there's a theme. Yeah, it was just a blood-themed birthday. And I loved it. You guys did a great job. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. It's just a lot of pressure, I think, and I don't like it.
Well,
and I
let
don't
me
really
say
like attention.
That I love attention.
I know.
I love when people acknowledge my birthday.
Good.
I love genuine attention. I don't like when strangers...
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
weird.
attention from people that you know and like.
Yeah, I just want my friends
Yeah,
to be excited that it's my birthday, because when it's their birthday, I'm also excited. you know?
exactly. Yeah,
And I think that's why I feel comfortable with
right.
people celebrating my birthday.
Yeah,
Because it makes me feel good to celebrate other people. And
Yeah.
so I want my friends to have that same feeling
yes.
when they celebrate me.
Yes. Well, I do.
I know.
love celebrating your birthday. I'm very excited to make you a cake.
Yeah, cake!
And I'm very much loving this trend of
Piñatas!
weird piñatas that our friends group has started.
I know. I don't... Oh, it happened because of... Yeah. I was like, when did it start?
Yeah.
It was the fake blood-filled
Right.
unicorn piñata a few years ago.
Yeah, that's a bit much, but there have been a lot of fun things.
It's fun to put weird shit in a piñata.
Absolutely. The one at my birthday was full of Taco Bell mild sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And it, like, still in the package, a usable Taco Bell mild sauce, which
Yes.
is one of my favorite condiments. And so it's very exciting because it was practical and also hilarious.
Do you know how stingy Taco Bell has become? I mean, all fast food restaurants have become stingy with their condiments because
know.
money.
For you,
And it's been so hard. It was so hard to collect that much mild sauce. I had to go through so many Taco Bell drive-thrus.
I know, and I appreciate the dedication, which I think is weird because after that, I went to Taco Bell like a couple weeks after.
Yeah.
And I asked the girl, I was like, she said, you know, do you want any sauce? I said, give me as much mild sauce as you're allowed to give me. I
Right.
just said it as a joke. She gave me 61. I pulled them out and counted them because I was like, this is so much. It's still in my fridge.
I wonder if she counted them and she was like, 61 is the limit.
That's the limit. There's a sign right here. Can't give.
Or
you
if
know,
she was just like,
six-
I literally don't give a shit.
She did not care. I
Just,
think
like,
she
two
just
handfuls.
Yeah, as many as she could fit in a handful, and then she did it twice.
Yeah.
My brother used
That's
to
so funny. You could just have mild sauce for dinner.
go. I know. I put it on everything. Like it's the
Yeah.
most flavorful. I don't like spicy foods, and it's like the most flavorful, and I like it on like mac and cheese, or like I have leftover Qdoba in my fridge right now. I'm gonna put it on that. Like I just anything that I'm like, this could use a little bit of spice. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
My brother used to when we left Taco Bell, he would like empty out his drink cup and then just jam that full of mild sauce and put the lid back on.
Smart.
Yeah. And then he stopped caring if they saw him walking out with like, because he's got, shack hands, so he just would walk out with like an entire handful.
Yeah.
But yeah, piñatas are fun. Birthdays are fun.
Birthdays are fun.
It's just the pressure of like having a good time and everybody looking at me. I don't like people watch me open presents because I'm like, what if I don't have the reaction they're expecting? You know, it's too much and I can't handle it. I'm too sensitive.
I've just had so many birthdays now. Just had a lot of practice,
But you're so old.
I'm old. I'm an old man. But anyway, I'm Bucket Snake.
You're Bucket Snake.
About to be
Birthday Snake.
I'm Birthday Snake.
And I'm Meat Wedge.
Yeah, it's Meat Wedge. You said you didn't like a lot of attention.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean I want disdain. There's a line.
I'm sorry, I can only perform in extremes. Anyway, this is a podcast. It's called Replay Rewind, where we talk about movies from the 90s or before that we have not watched since then, or, maybe ever. And we're going to talk about them, try and remember them, go watch them, come back, tell you what happened, and then give you some trivia.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
What is your question?
Very important. Who?
Whomst.
Which is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Raphael.
I know.
By far.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Tell me why angry people love Raphael. Why is it that you love Raphael? Are you an angry person?
I'm secretly angry.
Oh.
I never allow myself to get angry because I'm afraid once I start, I won't be able to stop. So I keep it in.
Sure, that's
very healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's how Raphael is too, and he's the one who curses.
He's the angry one.
He goes off by himself.
All the time, and they need to work as a team.
But he also cares the deepest. He like does shit. He's like, whatever, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, fuck it.
Yeah.
And he says, damn it.
Yeah, oof, he is the spicy one.
He's spicy. And strong.
Yeah.
And sensitive.
I know, but he can't work as a team.
He can,
and they need
he will,
to.
But he, would rather put himself in danger than all of his pals.
I know, but I feel like they always gotta wait for him to come back. They're like, well, where's Raphael? He's gone.
He's gone again.
We need the four of us. And they're like, he'll be back.
Well,
and he does come back.
It's not like they have to make the Megazord. They can do shit without him.
No, they can't. Emotionally. The emotional Megazord. Needs all four of them.
God. Yes.
That's fair.
But yes, I love him. I mean, I love all of them. If I had to pick one character from the TMNT universe,
it'd be Casey Jones.
I love Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know why. I just really like him.
He's just fun.
He's funny.
Yeah.
But also tough.
Yeah.
And like, he does, I always love heroes that don't have to be there.
Yes, that's how I feel about Batman.
Yeah. He could just be a rich guy.
Right.
And there is a big argument to be made that he's causing most of his own problems.
Absolutely.
But Casey Jones is just like some dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude in a hockey mask.
He didn't get mutated.
No.
He doesn't have any special skills. He gets the shit kicked out of him all the time. And
it
he's
hurts.
just like, whatever.
But he has a sense of justice.
Yeah.
And duty.
Yeah.
And he's friends with these big fucking mutated turtles, so...
Well, right, yeah.
Yeah, at least they've got his back.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's great. I do love Casey Jones.
I know. I love him too.
I mean, yeah, I love all the turtles. I always say that Raphael is my fourth favorite turtle. I'm like, he's not my least favorite. He's my fourth favorite.
Okay, that's fair. Who's your number one favorite?
It's Donatello.
Okay.
But I don't really have a good reason other than I got into the turtles as a child and I was like, I love purple.
I mean, I like Donatello because he's the nerd.
Yeah.
He's the one who's always like coming up with solutions and figuring shit out.
And now he's like in the like most recent iterations. I mean, but like, especially now he's like the gadget guy.
Yeah,
They show him in like cartoons. He's got like goggles on his head all the time. And like, yeah, he's tight. I mean, I love all of them. You know, they've all got their
distinct personalities.
Their roles, Leo's the leader and he brings them all together and like he's the party dude. And yeah, Donatello's the nerd. But I mean, mostly it was just like purple.
Yeah.
When I was
that's fair.
Very, very small. And I called them the Ninja with an M.
Mini turtles.
My mom was like, you were not one of those kids that asked for things.
Yeah.
You weren't like, oh, Mom, I want that. Mom, she was like, you just didn't.
Yeah.
And we were at the store and there were these Ninja Turtle Donatello slippers.
Oh.
And she said that I was just like, Mom, can I have those? And she was like, absolutely.
Aww.
Like, you know, you never asked for anything. And
Yeah.
I was like, Ninja Turtle. So.
Ninja Turtles.
So I think those are still somewhere in
Yeah.
my family's possession.
That's cute.
But
I had Raphael pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a long sleeve shirt and pants.
Yeah, did it look like his like
Yeah, it
chest
had
and...
like the knee pad.
Yeah.
And like not animation, the knee pad
cartoon
drawing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I know that there's a word, but like
I can't...
graphic.
Yeah, sure.
But I can feel. I'm like, I know it's in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's tight. I have a hoodie now that I made with like iron-on transfers that looks like that, where it's got like the chest and then like the armbands that say Donatello and well, just a D.
Yeah.
And the shell on the back. And then now I have adult-sized Raphael Ninja Turtle slippers.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of Ninja Turtle shit. I don't know why they're just so cool.
Ninja Turtle shoes too.
I do, yeah. I have the Donatello Ninja Turtle Doc Martens.
Yeah.
I bought for myself for my birthday.
You deserve them.
I did.
It's funny though, because I don't like the color red very much. I just like Raphael.
Yeah.
But I also love Michelangelo.
I know, he's so fun.
You know, Leonardo and Donatello.
It's just the turtles, man.
And Splinter. I love Splinter.
Yeah.
I love April O'Neil.
Yeah.
She's great.
I got scooped on my story. Have you seen because Jonan Vasquez has been working on, it's kind of old at this point, but he did like some Ninja Turtles cartoons. Have you seen the one where like, I think it's Leonardo and Raphael who are like competing?
Yes.
And I mean, it's just, they're like, first they're fighting, and then they're like, man, we're equally matched as fighters. And then they just keep trying to do, like, they have a thumb war, and they, like, have a pizza eating contest.
Yeah.
And they, like, play video games. They're just, like, it's so funny. Because they just, like, keep trying to battle each other to find out which one is best, and they just can't do it.
No, because they're all best.
Exactly. It's very cute.
And we all know it.
Yep.
Why are we talking about the turtles?
Oh, I forgot. Just kidding. It's the first week of your birthday month, and you get to pick the movies, and this is... I mean, I'm excited about all of the movies that we've chosen for this month, but this is the one that I'm most excited for.
Yay.
Because we both grew up watching the Turtles.
Yeah.
We're watching the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes.
Just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
That's it.
Number 2, Secret of the Ooze, is my favorite, but it'd be weird to do that first. So we're doing the first one first, for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. My only, the only thing that I wish... So Casey Jones is in the first one, in the third one. He's not in the second one, and that's the only thing missing from the second one, because I love the second one so much, and I wish that they could just put Casey Jones in the second one.
Yeah.
With everything else, and I'd be like, okay, this one is perfect.
Excuse you, there are 2 things missing from Secret of the Ooze.
Oh.
The other thing being Corey Feldman. Because he voices Donatello in the first one and the third one.
Oh, yeah.
But not the second one for some reason.
One of them, I think it's Michelangelo in the third one, just has the weirdest voice.
Yeah.
One of them has a very distinctly wrong voice in the third one.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
The third one is fine.
It's not very good.
It's good because it's Turtles.
Right, it's the third best Turtles
yes.
movie. Yes.
Yeah. I am excited. I don't really remember a lot from this. I remember more from Secret of the Ooze because it was on a lot in the house when we lived together. And it's
what?
Just good. But yeah, I remember a little bit. There's a kid who gets mad at his dad and gets out of the car at a red light and goes and joins the foot.
Yeah.
And there's
he gets in trouble at school for something, and his dad is scolding him in the car, and he's just fuck this and leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a really cool hangout where all the Foot Clan kids hang out because they're trying to recruit these new kids. So there's like a skate park in there, I feel like,
and there's an arcades, and there's cigarettes,
trampolines, or whatever teenage boys are into. And then I remember does one of the turtles get hurt?
Yeah,
and they end up at a farmhouse.
Yes,
is it Leo?
I think it's Leo, and
hurt.
I think it's so. I can't remember what order everything happens in.
Yeah. But
Raphael saves April O'Neil from getting mugged or robbed or something.
Okay.
And she gets hurt, and he doesn't know what to do with her. Because he goes out on his own all the time, like we've talked about.
Sure.
And he went to see a movie or something.
Yeah.
And he brings her back to their hangout in the sewer. And then she wakes up and sees Splinter first thing. And is just passes out.
Right. Terrifying.
Yeah, but then she wakes up and they all explain who they are and blah, blah, blah. And I think she's investigating something. So she knows that there's like an organized group of kids doing bad shit.
Okay.
I don't know. But they become friends. She lives above an antique store.
Okay.
And it gets set on fire by the foot.
The antique store or her apartment?
The antique store.
Okay.
But they get out.
Yeah.
But Leonardo gets hurt. I think he falls through the roof or something, or the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so they all escape, along with Casey Jones,
to
the farmhouse.
Yeah.
And Leo has to, like, lay in a tub and get better for a while.
Yeah, and they're, like, worried about it. You know, they're like, hope he pulls through. And Casey Jones and another turtle, it's gotta be Michelangelo, have, like, an insult war.
Yeah.
Where they're going back and forth alphabetically.
Yeah.
And it's, like, hose face or whatever. Hose breath.
While they're working on, like, a truck.
Yeah, like a really old truck.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember that.
And Sam Rockwell is in it.
Hell yeah.
Baby Sam Rockwell.
Love him.
He's in the foot.
Okay. Is he like a teen?
Yeah, he's young.
Hell
he's
yeah.
He's like an older teen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the one where at the end... See, I get bits from this one and bits of Secret of the Ooze confused. Is this the one where at the end they're like talking about their favorite words and Splitter's like, I've always preferred cowabunga.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Because at the end of the second one, he makes a joke.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, ha ha, I made a funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one where he's like, I've always liked cowabunga. And they all just kind of look at him.
Yeah, because they're all coming in from whatever they just
they're in
did.
like a subway.
That's in the second one.
Okay, yeah, see, they kind of squished together in my brain.
Because in the first one, yeah, like, April's apartment gets set on fire. Mm-hmm. They all hang out in the sewer for a while. April gets a new apartment. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Foot invades their sewer hideout.
Oh.
At some point, and then they end up living in April's apartment, and that's where they're living at the beginning of the second one. And she keeps being like, so, how's looking for a new place going?
Right, and they're like, what?
Yeah, and they finally find, like, the underground...
Oh, yeah, the subway, and... Okay.
They live in, like, an old train station.
Yeah. The second one is the one where it opens up where Mikey's like, the pizza's 30 minutes late, it's free. Is that... Or is this the first one?
Yes.
Where it...
Yes, that's the first one, because that's when they meet the main human character.
Okay.
Who's the pizza delivery guy.
Okay, yeah, because he's like looking around for where the pizza goes and Mikey's like in the sewer.
Yeah.
And he's just like, down here.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I remember that. Because yeah, Mikey's like looking at his watch, you know, he's like, 2 more minutes.
Maybe that is in the first. I don't know. They all run together. I've seen them all so much.
Right.
Except for the third one since I go back in time.
Yeah.
That one's pretty easy.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtles dressed like samurai.
It's fine.
Either way.
Mikey saves Yoshi. It's fine.
It's turtles.
It's turtles.
And it's dope.
It's great. It's going to be good. I'm excited. I love it.
The second one has ninja rap.
Yeah.
What's the song from this one?
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Is there a song in this one?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm gonna go watch it right now.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Well, that was a fucking radical movie.
Yeah.
Radical.
Wicked.
Gnarly. Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova?
Chevy Nova?
Oh, man. It's so cute.
It is. And it's great. And the IMDb says, 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles emerge from the shadows to protect New York City from a gang of criminal ninjas. Ninja versus ninja.
The ninja on ninja violence.
There are so many reviews that complained about the violence, and I'm like, they're puppets. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's no blood.
Yeah.
No one dies.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
know.
just, like, punched.
Yeah. Punch!
Yeah. The sound of, like, a solid punch hitting the, like, suit.
Yeah.
So funny.
So I would like to start this episode by acknowledging our Lord and Savior Jim Henson.
Absolutely.
because this was the last theatrical film that Jim Henson was associated with, and he died about a month and a half later after the film's release.
Yeah.
Although, he also was reportedly upset about the level of violence in the finished movie.
It's one of those things, though, where it's like, you gotta consider your source material.
You know,
if you
the
look at
comics
the original
way more violent.
Turtles there is blood.
Yeah.
And it's way more violent and gritty, and it's like, this is a way cuter, like, family-friendly version of that. I mean, I guess if you have little kids who are prone to copying what they see on TV, then this is not for them. But
it's not that bad. I don't know.
No, but the, kicking and the punching and start doing it to their younger siblings.
Then you just tell them not to.
Yeah, or don't let them watch it.
What are you supposed to do? Just watch things where people hug?
You're the adult here. You have to make these decisions.
Yeah, like Lil Nas said, you're the parent. Don't let your kids watch it if you think it's inappropriate. What are you mad at me for?
Yeah, there are ratings on it for a reason.
Right.
Anyway,
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a 1990 American superhero film based on the comic book and TV series created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. It was the first TMNT movie.
Uh-huh.
The film follows the Turtles on a quest to save their master, Splinter, with their new allies April O'Neil and Casey Jones from the Shredder and his Foot Clan. It is directed by Steve Barron. It stars Judith Hogue. Hogue?
Probably Hogue.
Hogue. Elias Coates?
I don't know.
And the voices of Brian Tochi, Robbie Rist, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And Josh Pais.
Corey Feldman, my beloved.
Yes. The turtle costumes were developed by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. It was the highest grossing independent film of that time, and it was not surpassed until 1999 by the Blair Witch Project. I should practice speaking. It's been too long. It was the 9th highest grossing film worldwide of 1990.
Wow.
And it was the highest grossing film in the series until the 2014 reboot, which we do not speak of.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to give you a recap so that when we use names, you'll know who we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Before we get started, though.
Yeah.
Someone gave us a gift.
What's in the box?
And I think we should open it live on TV.
Yes. So on TV, our dear friend of the pod, and let's be real, number one fan.
Number one. Pew, 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 pew.
Abby gave us this box of treats.
Yes, that I have not opened because she told me not to.
For our 1-year anniversary.
And now you get to listen to me struggle with it.
Yeah. The real-time sounds of bucket
sound effects.
It's really hard when you don't have hands.
I'm a snake in a bucket. I don't even have hands.
Wow. Alright, this is embarrassing. You know what? We'll come back.
It is. I just thought I could untie it. And I can't.
I'm gonna put the little, put our theme song in here. While you struggle.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Woo! Alright, what's in there?
Bourbon peaches.
Nice! Peaches are my favorite.
More bourbon peaches.
Ooh, ×2. Good, we don't have to share.
I would never share with you. Ooh, blackberry. Peaches and blackberry. It's like Abby listens to the show.
Weird.
Those are our favorite things.
I know.
There's a card.
Aww.
It says, on your first anniversary.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for the last year of entertainment. Looking forward to many more. Love, Abby, your number one fan in a non-creepy way.
Aww.
So cute.
That is so cute. Also, I'm glad that we're married. Oh my god.
That's a pencil case.
That's so cute.
With a giraffe on it. And
That's
yours has a little parrot on it. And that's so cute.
Hello.
What is this? There's so many things. Oh, soup blend?
Nice.
Green tomato chutney?
Ooh.
Blueberry lemon?
The best of combos.
Oh, there's 2 of them. I was like, I'm gonna have to steal this one.
Your pockets are clinking on the way out.
Yeah, there's 2 of everything, I think.
Because there's 2 of us.
There's 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Eating snacks from Abby. Just the 2 of us. Gotta pee. Sorry, that's all I got.
That's beautiful. Yeah, but like true to form, so.
Yeah.
This is so sweet. Abby, thank you so much.
Thanks,
we
Abby.
appreciate you and your support.
And your snacks.
And your snacks. And your emails. Just everything. You're the best.
So cute. Alright. On to the movie. Step it up, the rest of y'all.
Yeah, feel free, anybody, if you want to send us presents at any time. Just let us know. I'll send you my address.
Yes. So, in the movie, we start out with a shot of the New York City skyline. Mm-hmm. And there we have the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. But the opening is just a bunch of shots of the bustling New York City streets.
Yeah.
And we see April O'Neil on the TV talking about organized crime. Her hair looks great. Mm-hmm. She looks great.
Mm-hmm. Her freckles are adorable.
Originally, the director, Steve Barron, wanted her to wear the yellow jumpsuit that she wears in all of the comics.
Yeah.
But the actress Judith Hoag found the jumpsuit horrifying.
Oh, no!
So there is a part later where she wears a yellow raincoat, and that's like in a nod to it, but...
Horrifying?
Yeah.
Judith? Come on.
Yeah. She doesn't play April again.
Yeah.
In any of the other movies. And I'm pretty sure whoever plays her in the second movie wears the jumpsuit. Mm. If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it's not a silhouette that works for everybody. So.
Whatever.
It's
based on a comic book. Deal with it. Anyway, we see a headline that says, City crime escalates, as someone snatches a dude's wallet and then passes it off to someone else. Mm-hmm. April continues saying, the baffling and bizarre nature of these crimes, because they keep showing different shots of all, like, different weird shit being stolen. Like, it doesn't really seem to make any sense.
Yeah.
There's a whole truck of merchandise. One lady is, like, watching TV on her fire escape, and when she turns away and turns back, the TV is gone.
Yeah, it's, like, little thing, and, like, yeah, it's very, like...
It's crime to be crime.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
Yeah, they're not stealing things that are, like, of value. This TV is, like, old and just small and belongs to this one person.
Yeah.
But it's also very much just, like, people look away and then they look back and everything is gone. Yes. And it's like, whoa, so not only, like, why would they steal it, but how did they get it? Where did they go?
Yeah.
Like...
They're, like, fucking ninjas or something.
Weird.
But yeah, we see all the shits being packed into the back of a van. And then a bunch of kids, they're running off into the outskirts of the city and unpacking all the stolen stuff. And
yeah, we see this kid just chowing down on a Whopper. It's like, this gang of thieving teens brought to you by Burger King.
April continues saying, crimes without criminals, an invisible gang at work. Who are we gonna call? Unfortunately, the police here suck.
Yeah, she
is basically
calls
what she
out.
says.
I know, it's amazing. And she keeps doing it through the whole movie where she's just like, do your job, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, this keeps happening because the police aren't doing anything.
Yeah, she's like, I'd like to say that we could call on the police, but they seem to have been doing nothing about it, so I guess we're just gonna get our shit stolen.
Yep. Yeah, and this we see is where she's wearing the yellow raincoat. Mm-hmm. And she's also wearing sneakers, so very practical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this cute note is that Robin Williams was a really big fan of the TMNT franchise and had read the comics and everything.
Yeah.
And he and Judith Hoag were working on a movie together when she got this role and it started production. So he provided her with information regarding the character that he got from, reading the comics himself.
April does this, and April is like,
yeah.
That's so cute.
I know. Just another little tie-in.
So then we see her, she's walking to her car, and she, like, sees a rat. And it's not just, like, she's on edge because she knows that there's a lot of crime. She, like, sees it, makes eye contact with it, and then, like, climbs up a bunch of boxes. And it's like, lady, if you don't like rats, like, you are in the wrong city.
You cannot be in New York City in the 90s, no.
But then she rounds a corner, and she interrupts a bunch of teens stealing things off of a truck. And they're like, you made, wrong time, lady, or whatever, something like that. And she's like, yeah, you're telling me. And she tries to leave, but they're like, get her! And they go tackle her, and they try to steal her purse. And... somebody stops them. Yeah. Because we see this sigh being thrown into a street lamp, which it shatters. And then the whole alley is dark, and it's like, man, that one lamp was carrying a lot of weight.
Yes.
It's apparently very dark in here.
But while it's dark, we just hear...
yeah. Some punching noises.
I think I could get a job as a sound effects engineer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, then the cops show up, and we see that everyone's been tied up and knocked out, and April looks down, and there's a sigh on the ground. Uh-huh. She picks it up.
Yeah.
We just hear a voice from the sewer go, damn!
Yep. Then, we're in the sewer.
Yeah.
And there are some giant turtles in there, and they're talking to each other.
Talking giant turtles.
I know. At this point, I had to, like, sit back. I've loved the Ninja Turtles my whole life. Like, yes. I grew up watching the cartoons.
Yeah.
Watching these movies or whatever. I just sat back for a second to think about this concept. I was like, this is fucking insane.
Yes.
They're giant turtles.
Yes.
That talk, and practice the art of ninjutsu.
Yes.
But they're also teenagers. It's just wacky, and I love it.
Well, yeah, and it's a comic book, you know? Like, in the comic book world, like, all types of ridiculous shit like that's always happening, but, yeah, because it became so, like, normalized for us growing up, you don't really, like, oh, yeah, those are giant mutants.
They're giant turtles.
Like, what? They love pizza?
Who thought of this?
Well, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Right. I read the note.
Right. Another note, the motors that were built into their puppety turtle heads to create facial expressions were packed so very tightly into the space, and they were very uncomfortable for the performers.
Yeah.
Josh Peiss, who voiced Raphael, or who was in the suit for Raphael, described the noise as like being in Grand Central Station at rush hour with a tin can over your head.
Ooh, that sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah. So they would, like, do their parts really fast and then, like, take their
helmet off. Their head.
Yeah. Take the head off.
Mask. Whatever.
Yeah. They would do it really fast and then behead themselves.
Oh, God. Horrifying.
So they're in the sewer. They're excited. They're high-fiving.
Yeah.
Awesome! Righteous! Bossa Nova! Awesome! And then they're like, alright, let's get some pizza!
Yeah!
And then Raph just goes, damn!
Yeah, he's like trailing behind them. He's just like, damn! He's so mad at himself.
Another interesting thing is that to help disguise how slow these costumes made the actors, the dialogue scenes were shot at 23 frames per second, so that when they were played at the normal speed, they appeared a bit sharper.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a really smart way to do that, instead of being, like, making it harder on the actor to be like, move faster, or and, like, that's not possible or comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we'll just fix it in post.
Speed it up. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. And in the fight scenes, they were shot at 22 or 23 frames per second. Nice. So even slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get to their sewer home, and they're talking to Master Splinter, who's just like, hey guys, how was your day? And they're like, we fought our first real fight, and there were a lot of dudes. Donatello's like, and we fought well, Master.
Yes. Fought so well.
We did with honor. Did great.
Yes.
But he says, were you seen? And they're like, nope, no worries there. And he's like, good, because this thing, more than any other thing, you have to make sure that nobody sees you.
Yes.
And recognizes you for what you are, because even those that would be our allies would not understand.
Yes.
So.
It took 3 puppeteers to operate the Splinter puppet.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Clash performs the puppet and does the voice too, while the facial expressions are remote controlled by another puppeteer, and the arms are controlled by an even other puppeteer who works along with Kevin during the performances of the puppet. And if you don't recognize the name Kevin Clash, he is Elmo.
Yes.
Splinter is Elmo.
Yes. Yeah.
Finkel is Einhorn. Splinter is Elmo.
What?
That's an Ace Ventura reference.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's the same way that they did Hoggle in Labyrinth, where it's like one person is inside, but then other people are remotely. So, I mean, a lot of, like, coming together and making sure that all these parts move at the same time, which is crazy.
You know what I say?
What?
That's fucking teamwork!
Exactly. But so Raph is, like, clearly, you know, he's upset, and he's like, I lost a Psy, but I can get it back, I can go. And Splinter is like, no, dude, it's gone. You have to just let it go, because you can't, you know, go back out there and look for it, because somebody might see you.
Yes.
And so then Splinter is trying to give them this, like, motivational talk, you know, about how they're doing really well, and he's really proud of them, and they're learning, you know, like...
The way of the ninja.
Yeah, exactly. How to fight with honor and all this. But Michelangelo is just in the background loudly ordering a pizza and, like, threatening the pizza guy. He's like, if I see an anchovy on this pizza... So Splinter picks up a book and throws it at his head to get him to shut up. And he's like, all right, that's it, bye. Hangs up. Clock's ticking, dude.
Yeah, and so Splinter's like, listen... You're young, but I won't be around forever.
Yeah.
So we need to, like, focus. Mm-hmm. Let's all sit down and do some meditation together and think about your battle today. Uh-huh. He tries.
Yeah.
But they all start dancing instead. Hey!
Is that the song?
I think so, yeah.
Ninjutsu!
Yes. And Raph leaves to go to the movies. He puts on a trench coat and a hat, and he's just like, I'm going out.
Yeah. They ask, where are you going? And this is the point where I was like, okay, they all got found in a New York sewer.
Yeah.
But they all have wildly different accents.
Yeah.
Like, Mikey is like, clearly a California dude. He's like, oh, radical pizza.
Yeah.
And Raph is the only one who sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
At all. But he's like, I'm going to the movies. Is that all right with you? And I'm like, why is he so mad? Like...
So my theory on that is that because they've had to hide, they all just chose their accents based on what they saw on TV.
Yeah.
And just, like, made it up themselves.
That would make sense, because they don't sound like Splinter either.
No,
so
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mikey's just,
that's
like,
what I've decided.
Really into skateboarding, surfer movies.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, speaking of skateboarding, there they are, skateboarding in the sewers, waiting for the pizza.
Yeah.
And the delivery guy ends up being late by 30 seconds.
You know? Hey.
Because he can't find the address because it's a sewer grate in the ground.
Yes, it's, what does he say, like 128? Or
and an eighth.
122 and an eighth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, there's 122, but an eighth? Where's that? He's like, you're standing on it, dude!
And then he hands him the money and he's like, hey, this is $3 short.
Uh-huh.
And Mikey says, wise men say, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Hey, he's right. So then they take the pizza back to their house, where they cut it up, and they're, like, flinging it about. And I'm like, you're telling me you got one pizza for presumably 4 growing teenage mutant monsters?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, that's
They
not
probably
enough.
could each destroy a pizza piece.
Yeah.
And they're sharing it with Splinter.
Right, they just burned so many calories.
Yeah.
Beating up those dudes.
And they're growing boys.
Yeah. Anyway, they cut up their pizza with their weapons.
Yeah.
It should have already been sliced, but that's fine.
Sure.
And a slice falls on Splinter's head, and he just says, kids.
So then we see Raphael leaving the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like it.
No. In the movie, he says, where do they come up with this stuff?
Yeah.
But it was originally going to be that the Marquis said Batman, and he was going to say, cool car, stupid costume. Because the 1989 Batman was in theaters during the filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare, Raphael. Right? My 2 childhood loves, Batman and the Ninja Turtles.
Do not insult.
No. But as he's leaving, he sees an old lady get her purse snatched.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs after the kids, and so he's, like, chasing him, and they, like, see kind of, like, his turtley face,
mm-hmm.
and they, like, run away and jump over a wall into a park. And they're like, what was that?
Yeah.
But then, Casey Jones jumps out.
Yeah. And, yeah, they say, what was that? And Casey Jones says, that was a crime, you purse-grabbing pukes, and this is the penalty. Because he has on a hockey mask. And, a hockey stick.
Yeah.
I was like, hockey stick? There should be a better word for that.
Yeah, just a stick.
That's weird.
And he's, like, using all these hockey terms,
mm-hmm.
like, to beat them up. He's like, 5 for... I don't even remember the ones. And he's like, then my favorite, high sticking. And he, like, holds it above his head and is, like, going to whack them.
Yes.
But here comes Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
And Raphael stops him and is like, hey, that's too much, okay?
Yeah.
They're just kids. Like, you can't beat them with a hockey stick.
You can't actually murder these children.
Right? I don't care if you look like Jason Voorhees or not. You're not allowed to kill teenagers.
No. So the kids run off while they're arguing, and then Casey and Raph start fighting.
Yeah.
Casey pulls out a bat, and
mm-hmm.
Raph grabs it and looks at it and says, a Jose Canseco bat! Tell me you didn't pay money for this!
Ooh! Casey smacks him, and he loses his hat. And he sees that he's a giant turtle, but he's like, what are you, some kind of punker?
I hate punkers.
Hate punkers. Especially green ones. He's like, especially bald ones with green face paint.
Yeah.
And
he like cannot process
he's just like
what he's
trying to put it
at.
all together. He's like, wait a minute, this is not a man.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna fight him anyway.
So then Casey pulls out a cricket bat, and this is one of my favorite lines, because he's like, alright, we'll switch sports. And he pulls out a cricket bat.
Yeah.
And Raph says, cricket? You gotta know what a crumpet is to know what cricket is. That's my Brooklyn accent, by the way.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Casey's like, I'll explain it to you, and smacks him with it, and Raph lands into a trash can.
Yep.
6 points.
When he got knocked into the trash can in this scene, the face of the animatronics inside the head caved and broke the stunt guy's nose.
Oh no.
So when Raph, like, grabs his face in
Yeah.
the scene, that's actually the stunt guy because his nose is broken.
Oh god.
Yeah. And that stunt guy had to be replaced. He was like, fuck, I'm out.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah. Like, another guy came in and did the rest of the stunts for Raph for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
this is early on. There's so much fighting later. If this could happen 5 minutes in, I quit.
Yeah.
So then Casey Jones runs off and calls Raph a freak.
Mm-hmm.
And Raph, like, chases after him, but he gets away because Raph, like, nearly gets hit by a car. And
Yeah.
And you just hear, like, they kind of pan out, we see the city, and he's just like, damn!
He's already said damn 3 times.
I know,
he's so edgy. I love him.
The spicy one.
But yeah, so Raph gets back home, and Splinter was waiting up for him, and he's like, listen, we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And Raph's like, can we do this later?
Right.
He's like, no, bitch.
No, I'm
your dad.
I'm still your dad. Okay?
So there's just like, it's all dark, and there's one single candle, and the soundtrack has gotten very soft.
I'm not your fucking dad.
Look at your hair, look at my hair. Not your fucking dad.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so it's dark, except for a single candle.
Yeah.
The soundtrack has gotten very soft.
Yeah.
And Splinter says, my Master Yoshi's first rule was, possess the right thinking. Only then can one receive the gifts of strength, knowledge, and peace. Anger clouds the mind. Turned inward, it is an unconquerable enemy.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, you have to stop trying to do so much by yourself. You're forgetting me and your brothers, and you can't face the enemy of your own anger by yourself.
That's what I've been saying!
You know.
Takes all 4 of them.
Raph is crying, and I'm crying.
Yeah.
And April's boss is concerned about her while she's trying to cover up her bruises from the previous night's mugging. We're gonna skip over me crying.
Never cried a day in my life. Yeah, he keeps showing up at her house to talk to her.
Yeah, throughout this whole movie, he's just like, April.
She's in her apartment with his kid.
I know, he just brings his kid over.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, April's like, I didn't get mugged, Charles, because I still have all my stuff.
Yeah.
If they don't take your stuff, it's not technically a mugging.
Right, you're fine.
I just got tackled by some youths in an alley, okay?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Everyday New York occurrence. But so she's trying to talk to her boss's son, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, how's school going? And Charles kind of interrupts and is like, oh, that's another thing that I'm dealing with. I have to drive him to school myself to make sure that he actually goes. He doesn't do anything all day. All he does is read comics. When he doesn't want to hear me talking, he just puts his headphones on. See, look, there he goes. There he goes again.
And April's like, oh, give him a break.
Yeah.
But as they're talking, Danny takes some money out of April's wallet.
I know. I do wonder if he had heard her say,
that
give
she
him
didn't
a break.
Get mugged.
No.
Oh.
Because he puts on his headphones and then April's like, give him a break.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if he had heard her say that, if he would have stolen from her. Because, you know, she's on his side.
Yeah. I don't know. He kind of sucks at this point.
It's true.
But then we got to a live interview with Chief Stearns, the police chief, talking about his new plan to crack down on crime.
Yes.
April's there interviewing him, and she is giving him a hard time.
Yes, he is so sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
He's
sweaty the whole movie.
I wish we had more real life reporters like this just in the world, you know, being like, hey, you said this. And not like letting people back down, just like asking, you know, really hard questions. Yeah. Like, hey, remember when you said that and then you didn't do it?
Yeah, I do wish that were the case, but what ends up happening now is that if you're a tough reporter, you just don't get invited back to press conferences anymore.
Yeah, it's true. They just don't let the sassy ones back in. But she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
The turtles are in their sewer house and they're watching her on TV and they're all like, hey, we know her.
Yeah, we saved her.
And
Mikey
like kisses the screen. I know, he's like, what a babe.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, and then April's like, Chief, what is this that I'm hearing about the Foot Clan?
Mm-hmm.
And as she's interviewing him, we see that someone else is also watching the news report on about 100 TVs.
Man, and where would you get so many TVs?
The store. And he's very upset about the report and does not appreciate the things that he has because he throws a knife at one of the TVs.
Well, he's got so many more.
And he says, find her and silence her to someone.
Mm-hmm. We see Raph behind all of his brothers not watching the TV. He's got his big hat back on and one sigh in his pocket. And he's ready to go out again.
Yeah, he's a party animal. A party turtle, you might say. Yes, and then also April's getting yelled at by the chief, by the police chief. Mm-hmm. And in the background we see Danny getting taken away in handcuffs.
Oh no!
Everybody mad at April.
It's true. Well, she's ruffling a lot of feathers.
Truly. That's why the turtles like her. They don't have feathers.
They can't be ruffled. They're unruffleable. So then, so while she's getting yelled at, the police chief in his office is like, why would you bring up the Foot Clan? We have no real evidence that it exists. You're just like, fear-mongering and starting, rumors where there's no concrete proof. And he says, just because it reminds some immigrants of something that supposedly happened years ago in Japan.
Yikes, dude.
Yikes.
Yeah, so that is where we get the first hint that, like, the Foot Clan is something that has previously existed.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's not just something that she made up.
Right.
She's been doing her research.
Right. She's a journalist.
Wow. Incredible.
So as April is leaving the building, Raph is reading a newspaper nearby, and he begins to follow her.
Yes. She goes down into the subway, but she misses her train. She's like, damn! That's what everybody says in this movie. Yeah. So she's the only one down there, which there are a lot of scenes in this movie where I'm like, where is everyone?
Yeah.
This is New York. It's never empty. You're never in the subway alone.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of subway stops.
Sure.
Guess it depends on what time of day it is.
That's fair. But a bunch of dudes show up out of nowhere.
Mm.
And they're all dressed head to toe in, like, ninja gear?
Pajamas.
In black. They have masks on with, like, mesh over the eyes so they look like bugs.
Yeah, and they have a red bandana around their forehead.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
He says, "We've been waiting for you, Miss O'Neill." And she says, "What, am I behind on my Sony payments again?" And I said, "Is that racist?"
So, Variety, the New York
racist.
Times, and the Monthly Film Bulletin all noted the Asian villains of the film. Variety described overtones of racism in its use of Oriental villains, which is like, Variety, come on. I know that this was the 90s, but like, you're using a racist term to call out racism.
Right.
Well, Janet Maslin of the New York Times stated, "The story's villainous types are Asian, and the film portrays the yellow peril aspects of this to the hilt."
Mm-hmm.
Newman noted a racist joke in April O'Neil's response to the Foot Clan. "What's the matter? Did I fall behind on my Sony payments?"
Mm-hmm.
Finding that the film expressed a resentment of Japan's economic strength, even while the film is plundering Japan's popular culture.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard to... The good guys are also... I guess the turtles are American, but,
but their master is Japanese.
Right, and they've learned all this Japanese culture.
Yeah.
I would say they're immigrants, too.
Sure.
At least first generation.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, like, the good and the bad guys. And the Sony thing could be considered racist, or it could just be, those are expensive things that people rent.
It's true, but it could have been anything.
Yeah.
I think is that, she could have just said, my cable bill. Or something.
Yeah.
And it's because you can hear, like, that.
He has a little
like,
bit
Japanese American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like...
Yeah.
It's not the worst, but it could have been better.
Right, exactly.
But he says, "We have a message to deliver," and then smacks her in the face.
Yeah. And says, "Shut it."
I don't know why it got me so bad, but he's just like, "I have a message." He's like very serious, and he just goes, "Smack." Shut it. She's like, "What?" It's not even like, he doesn't punch her or like threaten her life. He just slaps her across the... I don't know.
It's like a singing telegram.
Yeah.
A slapping telegram.
But she's like, all right, you know what? Let's fucking dance. And so she pulls out Raph's sai that she still has in her purse.
Yeah, she's been carrying it around.
But he immediately smacks it out of her hands and it goes skittering across the floor, which Raph is like, toit, and grabs it again.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes, all right, fuck this, and starts hitting them with her purse.
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm glad. I'm proud of her.
Fighting
for
back.
Holding her own, yeah.
But Raph hops out, kicks all their butts, carries April away.
Yeah.
But not before. He is followed by a Foot Clan dude.
Yes. Because he takes off down, like, the subway tracks, yeah.
The Foot Clan is a parody of The Hand.
Yes.
Which is a clan of ninjas from the Daredevil comics.
Yeah. Hand and foot.
So you know. Hand and foot, hand and foot, hand and foot, hand and foot. Butt to face. The Butt to Face Clan.
Oh, God. So, back in the sewers, Raph has taken April to his house. To their house.
Yes.
And everyone is upset at him.
Yeah, like, why would you bring a human woman here?
Yeah. Didn't Splinter just said that we're not allowed to be seen?
Secret lair.
You brought her here rather than taking her to a hospital or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They're all yelling at him. Well, they're talking to him. Raph is yelling because he does not have a volume control. Like, they're all upset, but they're talking at normal volume, and he is shouting.
Yeah, he says, I wanted to redecorate. A couple throw pillows, a news reporter.
That's hilarious. But he's just like, you know, what did you want me to do? Just leave her behind? Like, I had to bring her here. She was in danger.
Yeah. And Splinter comes in, and Mikey says, it's the news lady. Can we keep her?
Yeah. Which is cute. But he's like, all right, well, you know, let's help her. Go get some washcloths. Go get some water. Mm-hmm. And she comes to, and the first thing that she sees is Splinter. And she screams. I mean, you know, she don't like rats.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, she starts screaming when she sees Splinter, and then she sees the turtles, and she keeps screaming.
Yeah. I mean, even if you do like rats, That's a big rat.
It is a big rat. And she says, oh my god, I'm dead, aren't I?
Yep.
She's kind of trying to rationalize what she's seeing. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, I saw a rat there and a turtle.
Yeah.
And I got attacked. I hit my head.
Right.
She's trying to figure it out. But Splinter's like, listen, if you calm down, I'll just explain everything.
Mm-hmm. She's just kind of talking over him. Because he's like, 15 years ago. And
Yeah.
she's like, why don't I ever dream of Harrison Ford? And he's like, 15 years ago.
For 15 years now, we have lived here.
Uh-huh.
Before that, he was a pet of Master Yoshi. Ring!
Ring. I can't do it. That was too squeaky. I used to be able to...
Yes,
Anyway.
but Splinter explains.
Yes.
I used to be a normal-ass rat, and my owner was a master of ninjutsu, and I learned the art of ninja by watching him from my cage.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie portrays Yoshi as Splinter's master/owner and says that Splinter learned his ninja skills through observing and mimicking him,
Yeah.
and that is true to the original comics, but this was the first time that this origin story was seen, because in the cartoon,
Yeah.
Master Splinter is Yoshi.
Oh.
And became a rat after being exposed to the ooze.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think this way makes more sense, though.
Yeah, way more sense. Like, why would you turn into a rat if you were a man?
Yeah,
It's
unless
just
you were a
strange.
rat at heart. You're born in the year of the rat.
There
I
we
was.
go. Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I'm a dragon.
you would be. Anyway, he continues to explain. They were forced to come to New York, and as he was rummaging in the sewers, he found 4 baby turtles crawling in a strange ooze.
They're so cute. They're just
so
like
little.
real turtles.
Yeah.
With their little tiny feet like pat, 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 pat in this puddle of ooze, and it's just really adorable.
I know.
But he says he collected them in a coffee can, which is like, he was just a rat at this point.
I know.
But you see him like kind of herding them in this coffee can.
Yeah.
And then it says the next morning he woke up and they had doubled in size.
Mhm.
And so had he.
Yeah.
And also in intellect.
Yes.
He's getting much smarter.
Yeah, for the flashback of the turtles growing up, Steve Barron, the director, was going for a retro look and decided these scenes would be shot on Super 8 film. Because these scenes used real turtles as well as a mini puppet young Splinter and young turtles,
Yeah.
they were time-consuming scenes and given to the second unit under director Brian Henson.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jim Henson Jr.
right? So then the turtles start talking.
Pizza!
I know.
Radical!
You just see like tiny, I assume, Mikey. I don't think they have like
They don't have their...
names or anything,
Yeah.
colors yet, but he's just like, radical, 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 radical. It's so cute.
Yes.
But so he's like, so I gave them names and I started teaching them everything I know.
Mhm.
And then he introduces them one by one,
Yeah, it's
We
a
all know
very,
'em.
like, cute scene, though.
Yeah.
Because they all, like, when he says their name, they're like, hey.
They do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelangelo goes, that's me.
Yeah, it's cute. And also, side note, if you all haven't seen Hannah Gadsby's comedy special called Douglas,
Yeah.
she has a whole rant about this.
Really?
And I can't remember which one of them it is, but, like, 3 of them are all artists in the same time period, and one of them, like, it just doesn't make sense that his name is in there.
Yeah.
And it is a long rant, but it is so funny.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
She is really funny.
That's so funny. That's how I feel about when they introduced a lady turtle.
Yeah,
And her name's Venus.
right.
And I'm like, you can't, not one single female artist that you could think of
Georgia.
to name.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yeah. Like, no.
Frida?
None of them?
No.
You had to go after a painting? Anyway,
Anyway,
at least she's not wearing pink.
they start walking through the sewers
Mhm.
to take April back to her place.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to get there through the sewers. They don't have to, like, go up to the street.
Yeah.
And they get there, and it is a place called Second Time Around, Antiques and More.
It's a really cute name for an antique store.
Home sweet home.
Yeah. She's like, I wish I could invite you up, but all I have in my house is frozen pizza. And they're all like, what? There's like a noise that plays every time someone mentions pizza, and they're just
Yeah.
like,
Mikey, like, floats up out of the sewer,
Yeah.
like, in stop motion almost, like, brrrr.
yeah.
Pizza?
Did you say pizza?
Yep.
So she's like, you guys eat pizza? And they're like, yeah, doesn't everybody?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then as they're walking in, she's like, so what do you guys like on your pizza?
Oh, just the normal stuff. Flies, stink bugs. She looks absolutely horrified.
Yeah, she, like, stops.
Yeah.
He's like, relax, I was just kidding.
Wow, it's cool. It's fine. So then we cut to inside her apartment.
Mhm.
And they're all, like, having a great time. Like, she's cracking up.
Yeah,
I
they're all
like-
sitting around eating pizza, like,
Yeah.
cracking jokes.
I like how quickly she's, like, warmed to the turtles.
Yeah.
You know? She's not, like, still weirded out. She's just like, yep, they're friends. It's cool.
Mhm.
And Mikey is doing an impression of Rocky.
Hey, yo, Adrian!
And then he's like, oh wait, hang on, I got another one. And he does James Cagney, like, you dirty rat! And he just says that a couple times. So I don't think he has any, it's one of those things where he's like, I have a 3-word impression, but I can't do anything else in this voice. Yeah. You dirty rat! And she says, that must be Splinter's favorite. And they all just stare at her.
Nobody does. They all just stop.
And she says, it was a joke! And then they all laugh again.
Yeah, they eat their pizza, they're done hanging out, they start to leave, and April's like, am I ever gonna see you again?
Yeah. Mikey says, indubitably.
Yeah. And they say, it depends on how often you restock your pizza.
Yep. But then they get back home, and their place has been trashed.
Yeah.
And, worse than that, Splinter is gone. So they go back to April's place, and they knock on the door, and she answers it, and they all just look so sad. I mean...
Yeah.
It's crushing.
Yeah.
Their little shoulders are so slumped.
Is immediately like, oh my god, what's wrong?
Yeah. And Leo just says, Splinter. Meh.
I know, it's so sad.
They kidnapped our dad.
My dad. He's a big rat. So we get this tiny cut to the police chief's office, and he is looking at Danny's arrest record, and he calls up Charles to ask about him, which will become important later.
Yep.
And also annoying.
Mm.
So the next morning, the turtles are all sleeping on April's living room floor when there's a knock on the door, and it's Charles again, because he just shows up at her fucking house.
Yep.
So she's like, oh shit, it's my boss. Can you guys... And before she can even be like, hey, can you guys hide? They're all gone.
Yeah, they're ninjas, April.
So Charles comes in with Danny and tells April that she needs to take it easy on the Foot Clan story, because she's, upsetting people.
Yes.
And as they're arguing about it, Danny sees Mikey in a mirror under a table.
Yeah, they make eye contact.
Yeah, but then when he turns around, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he looks back in the mirror and he's gone again. So he's just like, what the fuck? So he kind of starts creeping around a little bit.
Yeah. But she finally kicks him out.
Yeah.
Because she's wearing a robe. She's trying to wash her face. He's just following her around. He's way too comfortable in there.
Yeah. And he's in her bathroom.
Yeah,
she's just like, you know what? I gotta get ready. You gotta get out of here. Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Because they almost see Donatello at one point, and she's just like, I'm stressing me out. Just get out of my apartment. Yeah. And I'm like, just call her on the phone, man.
Yeah.
So then we see Charles driving Danny to school and yelling at him.
Yeah.
He's just like, I make enough money for both of us. I provide for this family. Why do you have to be stealing things? And it's like, bro, it's not about the things. He's clearly acting out.
Yeah.
Because he needs someone to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Bad parenting. And so, we talked about at the beginning, he jumps out at a red light and just takes off running.
I think it's funny. We both remembered a pretty good chunk of this movie, but I think it's funny that we both remember that part so clearly.
Yeah.
I wonder if, as kids, we were both just like, oh, I could just leave?
I just go? Any point?
I could just jump out of the car?
I would never.
Oh, no,
be so afraid.
Not.
Where do you go next?
Well,
but where he goes.
Nice. He goes straight to the cool kid hangout.
Yeah.
Where there are skate ramps and arcade games, and there's spray paint.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a mohawk playing an electric bass that isn't even plugged into anything.
No, that's okay.
He's just going it's
not doing a good job, so it's good that it's not plugged in. Yeah, there's a roulette wheel. There, all kinds, whatever you.
The only thing that we missed was you were is there a trampoline? There's not a trampoline.
There's
not.
But that's too.
There's everything else.
That's for children. You know, what I mean? That's too whimsical and fun.
Yeah.
So these are
whimsy allowed.
Cool kid things.
But this hideout, Shredder and the Foot Clan's hideout, were filmed in an abandoned cement factory called the Ideal Cement Factory outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. This location was also used as a set for Dino Hatton in Super Mario Brothers and Top Dollar's nightclub in The Crow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's funny that it's cement factory or movie set.
Or?
Do they still make cement in there too, or what?
Yeah. So then we see little baby Sam Rockwell.
He's
little
such
baby.
A baby.
He's 22 in this movie.
His facial hair makes him look 13.
Yeah, he's got baby face. I mean, he's always looked...
He just has, the facial... this was my first mustache and I never shaved it. I can't let it go.
Yes. Very much so. So he's showing some kids around, and he's like, anything you want, we got it, pointing out all the cool kid shit that's happening. And one of them says, you got any cigarettes? And he pulls out a carton of, 2 cartons, and he's like, regular or menthol, and winks. And I'm like, don't you wink at me, you greasy teen. He's so cute. I love Sam Rockwell so much.
I do too.
Well, I'm like, don't you do it. See some small baby children playing poker.
They really are very small. Like,
yeah.
Like a lot of
these kids are very small, yeah.
Yeah, are like bigger teens, but like some of them are like, you're 8.
Yeah.
Go home.
It's the Lost Boys all over again.
I know. But yeah, a big sweaty bald man in like full ninja regalia. Mm-hmm. It's just wandering around and grunting at everyone.
Yeah.
So, Yeah. And then in another room, a bunch of people that are like dressed in their ninja uniform are sparring.
Yeah.
And Big Sweaty comes in and just kicks one of the kids in the face. They like spar for a second and then the kid like bows because the sparring is over, and so he just kicks him in the face and says, "Never lower your eyes to an enemy."
Right. And the kid from flat on his back says, "Yes, Master Tatsu."
Rude.
Yep.
But then a gong starts ringing and everyone begins to gather. Mm-hmm. A long shadow approacheth.
He's spooky.
A man with impossibly broad shoulders, a metallic but also pleated cape, and a very sharp-looking helmet/mask combo strides into the big concrete room because it's a concrete factory.
Yeah. He's badass looking.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, if you're a kid who's like unhappy with your home life, this is tight. There's like all the things that your parents probably won't let you do, and then there's this guy who's in charge who looks so cool and scary.
Yeah, and you know, I know too much about true crime now, and I will say this is the one kids hangout where there's no sexual abuse.
That's true.
So you know what? Steal some TVs and have some fun. It's fine.
Yep.
Not fucking Dean Coral over here. You're okay.
There are worse things. Stop smoking. You know?
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Put down the cigarettes. But other than that, it's fine. Steal some TVs.
Anyway, it's Master Shredder.
Obviously.
Master Tatsu like takes his cape like not all the way off. He just like reveals his pauldrons that are extra sharp.
So stabby.
Yeah. I wonder if he was, like, hugging someone before, you know, he had to keep them covered up, and then he comes in to be the tough guy, so you can, like, uncover them.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
like
fair.
Day look versus night look kind of thing.
Sure. So, somebody hands Shredder a Foot Clan mask, and a boy comes up and kneels in front of him, and he puts the mask on the boy and says, "Money cannot buy the honor you have earned tonight." And the boy's like, tight, and he puts his headband on over his Foot Clan mask. It's like, all right, part of the foot. Like, for real.
Yeah.
So then Shredder addresses the rest of the crowd, who are all, like, standing, it's like stories tall, you know, and they're all, like, whatever. I don't know how to describe it.
It's like he's in, like, an arena, almost, and he's on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many kids around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, you have to earn the right to wear the dragon doji. He says, you're here because the outside world has rejected you. This is your family, and I am your father. And then the camera cuts away to show poor Master Splinter chained to a wall.
Oh no.
And Shredder is saying, you know, we have to find these other creatures and punish them. These turtles.
And that's when we see Danny, and he's like, oh shit, I saw a giant turtle.
Yeah, he raises his hand.
Yeah, he's like,
hey. Master Shredder? Hey. Can I go to the bathroom? Oh, no, Danny!
When's lunch?
So, on the news, April is giving her report about the Foot Clan because she do not listen.
No. She is, it's not on her show. Right. She's, like, being interviewed by somebody else.
Yeah.
Also, tiny side note, all of the reporters shown in this movie are named after months.
Oh.
The only other reporters are named May and June.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, it's April, May, and June. But this woman's name is June, I think. She is being interviewed by another reporter, and she's explaining that the organized crime that's happening now is reminiscent of a secret group of ninja thieves that used to operate in Japan.
Yeah.
And Chief Stearns is pissed.
Well, yeah, because one, he said stop talking about the foot, and two, because in this report, April O'Neil looks directly into the camera and goes, I don't know, maybe Chief Stearns should do something about it.
Yeah, and she's right.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. But it also makes sense why he's mad about it.
Right.
So Chief Stearns, we hear, because like Charles is outside of this being filmed, watching it happen, and we hear the phone ring, and somebody's like, it's for you, and we hear like Stearns in the background.
Yeah. Yelling.
Yeah.
The lady interviewing April asks how she got away. And April says, some kind citizens of New York came to her rescue.
Yeah.
She says, I would like to take this opportunity to thank one of those individuals. If he's watching, thanks, Raphael.
All the other turtles, because they are watching, in her apartment, are like, ooh.
Ooh. everyone thinks that this is cute.
Yeah.
But Raph is mad that Splinter is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they aren't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they get in a fight.
Yeah. Leo and Raph do.
Yeah.
Which Donnie and Mikey look at each other and they're like, fight? He's like, fight. He's like, kitchen? Kitchen. So they just go into the kitchen to eat snacks while Leo and Raph fight about it.
Yeah.
But they both have, good points. Because Raph is like, we can't just sit here and do nothing. But Leo's like, we don't have any information. We can't just go running willy-nilly out into the city. We have to wait until April finds a lead on the foot so that we can go find them.
Yeah, and Raph says, oh, so that's the plan from our great leader. Just sit on our butts.
Yeah, Leo's like, I never said I was our leader. And Raph's like, well, you act like it sometimes.
People like you think the turtles should just sit on their butts eating pizza thinking about April O'Neil.
Perfect.
Yes, but he storms off.
Oh, shock and surprise.
Classic.
So then we see him.
He just goes up on the roof.
Yeah, to do cartwheels.
And he's just going, damn!
I know.
Damn! A bunch.
Oh, man. But he's not alone up there.
No, he's not. Who's up there?
Well, from a few rooftops away.
Well, yeah.
We see Casey Jones watching him with binoculars.
Yeah.
How coincidental. You know, of all the rooftops in New York.
Yes, true. But I think him running into Raph before anyway just means they were probably
in the same
neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was where they hang out.
But
I bet he's on that roof, like, looking for other kids to beat up.
No, it's true. Casey Jones
crimes.
Does love to beat up teens.
And he sees, like, somebody doing flips a couple roofs away, and he's like, I like flips.
Is that... I'm into that. Is that a giant turtle?
That guy looks familiar.
But as Raph is standing there, cursing,
damn,
the Foot Clan approaches from behind.
Yeah. And then down inside April's apartment, Mikey and Donnie are watching cartoons. Mm-hmm. And April comes home looking dejected because she still hasn't heard anything.
Yeah.
She's asking where Raph is.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently getting his ass handed to him.
Yes.
By the Foot.
Footed to him.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're like, April's like, well, should we go look for him? And the other turtles are like, no, he does this all the time. He'll be back. He just needs to blow off steam. Yeah,
April's like gonna show them around the antique store that's downstairs.
Yeah.
And she's like, should we wait for him, so that he can see everything? And they're like, nah.
We could be here all day.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Raph is doing a great job. He's holding his own.
Yeah. Yeah, he says to the Foot, he says, you must have studied the abridged version of ninja fighting.
Yeah, got him.
Kicks a bunch of ass.
Yeah.
And then he says, come on, how do you expect to beat me?
Mm-hmm.
And then, 20 more ninjas appear, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
So down in the shop, the turtles are having a great time. Donnie's like, man, you got everything down here. And they're all, looking at a bunch of stuff. And this is when April explains that, her dad owned it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's probably kind of silly to keep it around.
Yeah, because she's losing money on
my
it.
Dad. Yeah, she's like, I don't even open it that often. It's mostly just sits here. But they're like, it's not silly at all. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And she sees Mikey coming up behind Leo with a pair of cymbals. And Mikey's like, shh. And April's like, oh, fuck. But she doesn't do anything about it.
No. Yeah, Leo's looking intently at something. At, a doll or something. And Mikey goes, clang! Right behind his head.
Yeah. So then they get back to the apartment. And April is like, should we be worried about Raph? And Leo says, nah. He'll be back any minute. And he's more correct than he knows.
Yeah, turns out he was right.
Just then, Raph drops in through the skylight.
Courtesy
of the Foot.
At this point, for a second, I was like, ooh, cool skylight. Oh, turtle.
Oh! Uh-oh! Yeah, there are many dangers to owning a skylight.
Absolutely. So Donnie runs over and checks on him, and he's like, he's still alive.
Yeah.
But now the apartment is just full of the Foot Clan because they've come in through every window.
Yeah, they're smashing all the windows and jumping through them, and it's
And Mikey says,
scary.
Whoa! I thought insurance salesmen were pushy. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
God, more true now than ever.
Right, yeah.
There's a brief scene where one of the Foot guys pulls out his nunchucks, and Mikey's like, oh, a fellow chucker. And so they both take turns showing off their sick nunchuck skills.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, gets very campy because it goes on for too long.
Yeah.
And it's very funny.
At one point, Mikey is twirling on his finger like a basketball and yawning at the same time, and Donnie's behind him just like, yeah, and that's right. And you see the other Foot guys are kind of like, oh shit. That guy's real good.
Yeah, then they start to beat up the Foot Clan. And there's like some circus-y fight music playing. Yeah. Because they're out having fun, you know?
Yeah, they love to fight.
Yeah, and the fight itself is very slapstick. So again, for the reviewers to all be like, it's so violent. It's like, it's goofy.
Right. Like, there's so many goofy things that happen. At one point, 2 of the turtles are on either side of a foot guy, and they both, like, smash their butts into his face.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Yeah. The butt-to-face fighting style.
Exactly.
So it's, I mean,
there's, like, goofy
violent
antics and, like, shell spinning around. And just, like, yeah. There's no blood. Nobody's, like, crying. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it's that violent.
No. Everybody clearly just gets knocked out and not stabbed or, you know, even their bones broken. You know. It's
right, yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, and not to jump ahead too far, but, like, at the beginning of Secret of the Ooze, they get in a fight in a deli.
Yeah.
And they're just using, like, big chunks of meat to beat them up. That scene is so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Somebody hands out a bunch of, like, big old battle axes.
I know.
Which is weird.
So then they keep... weapon?
I don't know. They keep trying to, like, chop the turtles, but they keep missing, and they are chopping up the floor.
Yeah.
And then we see some more foot on the roof. And Donnie says, I don't think this is a great time, structurally speaking, for your foot buddies to drop in. But they do anyway, and the whole floor collapses. And they all end up in the antique shop.
Yep. Yeah, and Master Tatsu has also arrived, but he's just watching. He's just wandering around grunting.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Mikey beats some dudes up with the cymbals. Yep. I feel like as soon as they landed on the first floor, Mikey was like, ooh, cymbals!
Where'd they go?
April is just holding Raph on the floor and, like, trying to keep him safe.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
Yeah.
But some light comes into the room as Casey Jones enters the fight.
Yeah, I don't understand what the light was from. Was he just
like... I guess he just opened the door and there was, like, a street light outside.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So.
But he says, what are you doing to my little green friend?
Yeah.
And they all start fighting again.
Uh-huh.
And now the place is on fire!
Yeah, one of the foot guys hits, like, the electrical box with his battle axe. Oh, yeah. And it does look like he gets electrocuted by it, but it also catches everything on fire. And I mean, immediately. Like, this place was ready to burn.
Yeah.
Like, damn, April.
Be dry.
You should clean more.
Yeah, or have a sprinkler system installed.
She does not.
Yeah. But they escape through a side door.
Yeah.
While Casey is, like, holding them off.
Yeah. Yeah, so all the turtles get out, and April leaves, and it's just Casey there, and as they're all leaving and he's still fighting, April's phone, like, falls through on its cord.
Yeah.
And her messaging machine, like, picks it up, and we hear her boss being like, hey, it's Charles. You're fired. You know, he's like, I don't know any nice way to put this, but you're fired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rude.
It's so rude. Like, every other time you can show up to her house to talk to her face, and now you're gonna leave this message on her phone?
Yeah. Not even make sure that you get her on the phone. But, like, just leave a message on her answering machine to tell her that she's fired.
It's rude as hell.
It is. It really is. But anyway, Casey escapes through the door, and then we hear sirens, which scare off the rest of the foot. Master Tatsu says, Ninja, vanish.
Yep, so they're all driving away in April's VW van, and she looks back at the fire that's completely taken over the house.
Yeah,
and
that's a huge bummer.
Yeah, and Danny is looking over the scene from another rooftop with much regret.
I know, I feel bad for Danny. He's not a bad kid. He just needs somebody to talk to.
Yeah. So, back at the hideout, Shredder just punches poor helpless Splinter and asks him who the turtles are and why they know how to fight so well. And Splinter's like, I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything.
No.
And Shredder says, fine then, hang there till you die.
Talk about being rude.
Yeah.
He's tied to the wall.
I know.
And he punches him in the face with his big metal fist.
And he's a rat.
He's so squishy.
He's just a rat. He's not even wearing armor.
No.
Then Shredder just stares at Tatsu until he telepathically communicates that he's not mad. He's just disappointed.
He really does. He has strong dad vibes.
He doesn't say anything, but it's just communicated so well.
Yeah, Tatsu's like, yeah. So he storms off to the Foot Locker. It really is. It's just a locker room in the Foot Clan.
I know.
So, truly.
Yep.
And he beats up a bunch of dudes. And it's like, these are like teens.
Yeah.
I know that your dad's mad at you. Just classic bully tactics where he's like, somebody got mad at me, so I'm taking it out on you tinier guys, because I can't punch the shred.
This whole movie is just like daddy issues, huh?
It's true.
So in the script and the novelization, the young boy that Tatsu attacks is supposed to die from him beating him up.
Yeah.
The sounds of the boy breathing and the others saying that he would be alright were added in at the last minute after the movie ratings board objected to the scene.
Yeah.
In the French version of the movie, Shincho does die.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's intense.
The French are...
They don't give a shit.
No.
They're like, we gotta toughen these kids up. Right. But it also, I mean, it's already, like, a tough scene to watch if you're Danny. But if that kid dies, like, that's even, you know, like, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
Definitely sends that
Yeah,
home.
and why is my loyalty to this guy that's just gonna, like...
Yeah, he doesn't care about me.
Kids, yeah.
And for no reason, you know, like, just because he's mad, like, to take it out on him, you know,
right,
not
yeah.
even. So then we see Danny go in to talk to Splinter, who is so sad.
Yeah, but he immediately sees Danny and just says, how can a face so young wear so many burdens?
Yeah, and from far away. Like, Danny is still, like, kind of in the shadows, but as soon as Splinter sees him, he just clocks him as, like, oh, sad.
Oh, you sad.
And Danny's like, oh shit, you can't talk.
Yeah, and Splinter says, yeah, and I can listen, too.
Yeah, he's like, I have ears, and they are open for you whenever you need them. And Danny's like, I don't want to talk to you, but then he immediately just starts talking. Because he really just needs someone to listen to him.
Why is Splinter so fucking wholesome? He's, like, dying, and he's giving this kid advice, because Danny starts talking about his dad and how his dad doesn't love him.
Yeah.
And Splinter says, that's not true.
Right.
And Danny's like, how do you know? And Splinter says, all fathers care for their sons.
I know. And then we get this, you know, we just focus on Splinter's face, and he's got, like, tears in his eyes, and he just looks so sad because he's, like, he's a father, and he cares for his sons, and right now he doesn't know where they are, or how they're doing, you know.
He's worried.
He's worried, and he's sad. And also, you know, probably hungry and cold and tired and scared.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Poor Splinter. So, they've made it to the farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Raph is not doing great, and the van breaks down the minute they pull into the driveway.
Yeah, it's got a big crack in its block.
Yeah, whatever that means.
I don't know.
Yep.
Casey. Casey's looking at it.
Yeah.
The end.
Oh, you don't want to read my note? Yeah, so Casey opens the hood and is, like, looking at the engine and is, like, just having a nice face and, like, some great hair, and he's covered in grease, and I can smell him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But April says, well, the nearest neighbor's house is 4 miles away, and I'm just gonna have to start walking since I can't drive. I need to call my boss.
Yes.
And Casey says, Charles?
Yeah.
She's like, how do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yeah, he left you a message, and, well, hey, you just saved yourself an 8-mile round trip. Because he said you're fired.
April's like, did you go to the school for insensitivity? Like, what is wrong with you? So she yells at him for a bit, and he yells at her, and then she storms off.
The sexual tension is high.
Yeah.
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 And, I mean, the overall tension is high anyway. You know, like, Casey just got thrown into this situation. So did April. So did the turtles. Right. They don't know where they are. They don't know what they're doing. Everybody's stressed out.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a nice way for that to have been communicated to her.
No, but he also calls her Broadzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately. She, like, gets upset, and he's like, listen, bitch. You know, it's like, okay, Casey. Yeah.
Right, but also, Casey's stressed out.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a lot of spoons right now, either.
No.
You know, and I'm just psychoanalyzing this movie from my childhood.
It's fine. That's literally what we do here.
Anyway, they get in an argument.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. But, so then we see April writing in her journal.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about, you know, it's weird to be back home because it feels like I never left, even though I haven't been here in forever. And she's drawing pictures of the turtles while she's talking about them and how they're all coping with different things. And she says, Donnie found a friend. And so we see Donnie and Casey in the garage working on the truck that's in there.
Yeah.
And insulting each other alphabetically.
Right, and
creatively.
You remembered this. You thought it was...
Creatively. I thought it was Mikey, because it just seems like a Mikey thing to do.
Right.
But it's
You know what's funny, I was thinking while rewatching this, is that I feel like canonically, Donnie is, like, the tech guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Leo's the leader, but Donnie is, like, the more nerdy, science-y guy. Yeah. But in this movie, he's just also silly.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. He doesn't really have a super established personality. Mm-hmm. He's just, like...
He just doesn't have his niche, but he's, like, sillier than I, like, would attribute to him, usually. Yeah. Especially in this scene.
Yes.
They're first, like, shipping different characters on Gilligan's Island, which is cute.
Yeah.
And then, then they're insulting each other.
Uh-huh.
Zipneck.
Atomic Mouth.
Barfaroni.
Camel Breath.
Domehead.
Elf Lips.
Funjoid.
They get to, because they're also talking at the same time.
Yeah.
So Casey's like, all right, turn it on and see if it works. And Donnie says, all right, here we go. Wait, what letter are we on? And Casey's like, we're on G. And he goes, here we go, gack face.
All right, let's go, hose brain.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah, the truck works.
Yeah.
It almost runs over Casey.
Yep. And then we see Leo.
Yeah.
Who is asleep in a chair outside of the bathroom where Raph is laying in a bathtub. Because that's how you fix turtles.
Probably.
Just in a puddle of water.
Yeah.
I wish so much that I could just, like, lay in a bathtub full of, like, I don't know, aloe vera gel until, like, all of my ailments were fixed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen, just don't talk to me for the next 2 days. I'm just gonna lay in some goop. Yeah. Until, like, my joints don't hurt anymore.
Yeah, just like in D&D when you can just take a long rest.
Yeah, and you're fixed.
Oh, my HP.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized something. The longer that you play an RPG, the more your stats go up.
Yeah.
That's not true in real life.
For life? No.
Like, your stats go down as you get older.
It's true. I mean, you get, like, wisdom and experience, and you learn more, but you're definitely not, like...
My HP is going down.
Tougher. Yeah.
My AC is low.
I can't, like, sleep on the floor anymore.
No. Anyway... Yeah, April is drawing a little sketch of Leo falling asleep in a chair, and it's just so endearing.
I know.
Like, this whole part of them being at the farmhouse is just, like, so touching.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
There is a scene that's cut from this part, and I have a link to a YouTube video kind of talking about all the deleted scenes.
Uh-huh.
Because we see her talk about what Donnie's doing, what Leo and Raph are doing.
Yeah.
And what Casey Jones is doing.
Oh, yeah.
But she doesn't talk about Mikey.
Right.
Because Mikey is in a barn, like, working out.
Yeah.
And punching a punching bag until he destroys it.
Oh.
And April and Casey are both worried about him because he's, like, got a lot of pent-up anger now.
Yeah.
Because he's worried about Raph. And then... There's a scene later where he comes in and makes a joke, and the look on their faces isn't actually about the joke. It's like them being relieved that he's back to joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That's cute.
Yeah, I don't know why they cut it. Maybe because they wanted to just keep him in this, like, role of being the goofy guy.
Right.
Instead of making him a more complex character, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be really kind of jarring to see, like, Mikey so angry.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah. But, yeah, then she talks about... Casey Jones, a 9-year-old trapped in a man's body.
Yeah, but she's smiling the whole time she says it. She says he would be cute if he weren't so smug, but he cute.
He is cute. There's a scene where they're the only two people at the house, and he offers to help April with something that she's trying to fix in the house, but he calls her Toots.
Yeah, because she's like, okay, yeah, you know what? She hands him a hammer. Yeah, she's like, you can come help me.
And he says, lead the way, Toots!
Yeah, and she, like, glares at him, and he's like, sweet cakes? And she's, like, gets more mad, and he's like, hang on, no, I got it, princess. And she takes the hammer back, and she's like, you know what? I'll do it. Yeah. And he's just like, okay, fine. Well, if you, change your mind, I'm right here if you want to find me. And he's, like, sitting on a porch swing, eating an apple, and then the swing falls apart. Yeah. It's very funny. And he just is like, Yeah. He's like, he doesn't even get mad. He's just like, oh. Going great.
But anyway, Raph is awake.
Yeah.
And Leo is so excited.
Yeah.
And Raph is just like, what do I gotta do to get some food around here?
Right.
And Leo is like grabbing his face and he's like, you're gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. And Raph's like, yeah, I get it.
Just get a grip, dude. I know, but he's like, Leo like starts to apologize. He's just like, I'm really sorry for it. And Raph's like, hey, no. Yeah. But then they hug. So it's not like, I don't want to hear it. He's just like, you don't have to say it. Like, I already know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm also sorry, but I can't say that I'm sorry because it's me, Raphael.
Right.
So I'm going to communicate it this way. And they just hug. And then we see from the door that Donnie and April are standing there. And they're like, it's a Kodak moment. And they all laugh and also cry at the same time. And it's cute.
I'm crying too. And it's just like, kids movie, like whatever.
Emotions.
But they're still unsure of where Splinter is.
Yeah.
And if he's okay.
Yeah.
And there's like still this like sadness hanging over everybody.
Yeah.
Back at the Foot headquarters, Tatsu and Shredder are talking. Tatsu says everything is going well. They've got lots of merch or whatever.
Our ratings are through the roof.
Merch. But Shredder wants to know where Danny is and why Splinter won't talk.
Mm-hmm.
And Tatsu's like, why are you so worried about these turtles? You know, we haven't seen them for days. They're probably gone. We scared them off.
Yeah.
And Shredder's like, something about the way you describe their fighting. Something familiar. Something from the past.
Honestly, I think Tatsu should be more concerned about the turtles. Yeah. Because they're giant fighting turtles.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he saw Splinter and was like, whoa, giant rat. And then he's like, that's fine. And just processed it and didn't give it another thought.
Yeah, I feel like my first thought would be like, okay, giant rat, giant turtle. What else is giant around here?
Yeah. Are there other creatures running around?
Giant things? Is there a giant porcupine? Ah!
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he should be more worried.
What other things don't I know?
Also, is there a medical wing on this hideout?
No, I don't know.
So many of them got beat up. Like, where they just...
Truly.
The first aid tent?
First aid tent. It's Sam Rockwell just over there, like, taping everybody together.
Oh, just one Band-Aid.
Giving them cigarettes.
So back on the farm, the turtles are doing their little ninja skill practice while some music plays.
Yep.
Casey's just, like, in the kitchen chopping up a carrot with the sword.
Yeah, like you do.
Yeah, you know, normal.
Yeah.
April comes in the kitchen, and her shoulder is obviously bothering her.
Uh-huh.
So Casey starts rubbing her back.
Yeah,
aggressively.
He grabs her and shoves her down into a chair. Because at first she's like, don't touch me. And he's like, he pushes her down.
Yeah, he's like, come on.
Like, ew, it's a little too much. But then he starts rubbing her shoulders, and she's like, all right, that actually feels good.
Yeah.
And then Mikey comes in, rubbing his shoulder. And April offers him, you know, she's like, I have this ointment. He's like, no, I got it. And he opens a cabinet and pulls out turtle wax. And he's like,
And that's the part that is after him destroying the punching bag, where they're like, oh, he's back to himself now.
All right.
Now that Raph is awake, he's feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Leo is sitting out in the field meditating, and he makes contact with Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, telepathically.
Yeah, we see Splinter, like, open his eyes and go, Leonardo!
Yeah, like, turtlepathically. And the other three are inside playing Trivial Pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Very poorly.
Yes.
And Leo just barges in and steps on their board and is like, he's alive!
Right. Donnie's like, well, yeah, I mean, of course, like, we all think that he's alive, you know? But Leo's like, no, I know that he is.
Yep.
So they all sit around a fire.
Yeah, it's nighttime. They made a little fire, sitting in a little circle.
Raphael is skeptical. He's like, you dragged me all the way out here. This better work. And Donatello's like, hey, if it doesn't, I brought some marshmallows. And Leo's like, take it serious.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a branch that has like 7 marshmallows on one branch.
Yeah.
But they gotta concentrate.
Right.
So they all close their eyes and focus and think about Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
And the fire turns blue.
Yeah.
And Splinter appears in the fire.
Yes, it's very like Star Wars, you know,
yeah.
where it's like a hologram of him.
Yeah.
And he talks to them.
And you're gonna have to read this so that I don't cry.
He says, I'm proud of you, my sons. Tonight you have learned the final and greatest truth of the ninja. That ultimate mastery comes not of the body, but of the mind. Together there is nothing your 4 minds cannot accomplish. Help each other, draw upon one another, and always remember the true force that binds you. The same as that which brought me here tonight, that which I gladly return with my final words. I love you all, my sons.
Wow, who is chopping onions? Damn.
It's Casey Jones with a big sword.
Oh, that explains why there's tears in my fucking eyeballs.
I was just like, heh. I mean, I was like, I know this is going to be touching, but then watching these turtle boys cry made me very sad. I was like, I can't watch these big old turtle puppets cry.
I know. They're all tough.
Oh, I know.
They're tough boys and they're quiet.
Like, comforting each other, like, Raph and Leo are, like, holding hands, you know, and, like, it's just like, they're brothers.
And their dad is proud of them.
And their dad is proud of them, and he says his final words. I love you, my son. I was just like, I don't remember this movie being so full of tears.
Right, so, and that's another reason why I love this movie, is, like, it does show, like, you don't have to be a tough dude all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, the turtles cry a lot in this movie, and comfort each other a lot, and are, like, taking care of each other.
Yeah.
And their dad is proud of them, which I feel like we just don't get a lot of, like, father-son, you know, like, talking like that.
Until, like, the end. You know, a lot of movies where it's like, I should have been telling you this whole time, son, that I'm proud of you, or I've been too hard on you. No, this is from the jump.
Yeah.
You know, like,
he cares
Splinter
about them.
tells them how much he's proud of him all the time.
Yeah, it's really sweet. And I love it.
It is. And
it's also silly, and it's a perfect movie, is all I'm saying. Anyway, there's a rooster crowing.
Uh-huh.
And April and Casey are sitting on the porch the porch swing has been fixed.
Yes.
And the turtles come up and tell them that they have to go back.
Yep. It is time. So, they all pile in the old-ass truck back to the city. And Casey's, like, so cranky that they have to go back into the sewers. He's standing out.
He hasn't been in the sewers yet.
The rain.
He doesn't know.
Oh, that's true.
So he's like, oh, yeah, cool place you guys got. And they're like, no, it's down here. And he's like, ah, shit.
He's like, no, thank you. Yeah. He has his, like, shirt is open, though. He's, like, all wet.
Yeah.
His chest hair. I was just like, all right, Casey Jones. Okay, I'm on board.
All right.
But yeah, he's complaining. He says, first it's the farm that time forgot, and now this. Why don't I ever fall in with people who own condos? Like, well, look at you, dude. You're wearing sweatpants. Maybe buy some jeans.
You beat up kids with a hockey stick. What do you want?
What do you think was going to happen?
Hey, I'm wearing sweatpants.
Yeah.
So they all get back to their lair that is still trashed. But they're discussing, they're like, I want to go get him now. And then Leo's like, no, we need to get a few hours of sleep first.
Right. It was a long drive. We've been through a lot of shit. Like, just a couple hours sleep and then we can take off. And while that's happening, I think Donatello notices that there's, like, some noise coming from a cabinet.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of notice it and they're like, what is that? And they go open it and it's Danny.
Yep, he's run away from home.
They're about to, like, beat him up, but April's like, hang on, I know him.
Yeah.
Stop. But so April says, I gotta call your dad. And Danny's like, please don't. Like, just call him in the morning, okay? Just give me, like, one night where I don't have to deal with him.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Casey is still upset. He's like, wait, spend the night? Like, here?
Like, in the
sewers?
The
sewers?
Yeah.
Donnie's like, you're a claustrophobic.
Uh-huh. Casey says, that's bullshit. I've never even looked at another guy. Which doesn't make sense. Even if he thought he was calling him homophobic, for him to be like, no, I've never even looked at a dude. It's like, yeah, that would actually...
He's just, like, ready to get offended.
Prove my point.
Yeah.
What?
So April explains. He means, no, you're afraid of enclosed spaces.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you think I'm afraid? I don't have to take this. I don't have to stand for this down here in the sewer, in the dark with the roof above. Yeah. I'm going to sleep in the truck.
Yeah.
The minute he leaves, everyone starts laughing.
Oh, yeah. Then Danny is looking through all of April's drawings and asks her if he can keep one. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I guess. And he takes the one of Leo and folds it up and puts it in his pocket. Mm-hmm. And Mikey, of course, is hungry. And Danny's like, oh, I've actually been down here for a couple days and I had some pizza. It might still be around. Mm-hmm. And so it's actually right next to Donatello. And he's like, oh, shit. And he opens the box. But then I just love, especially their antics together, Michelangelo and Donatello. Because Donatello, like, looks at it and then, like, closes it and crosses his legs and, like, looks away. Just like, nope. And Mikey's like, wait, no, what happened? And Donatello's like, well, it's here. If you like your pizza with penicillin on it. And he shows it to him and it's all moldy. And they're like, oh! And they act like they've been, like, stabbed. They're just like, oh, no, God. And then they sing taps together.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
Yeah, over-the-top antics. Very cute.
Exactly.
So Casey is trying to sleep in the truck.
Yeah, it's not going well.
The turtles have all fallen asleep. Mm-hmm. But Danny starts to have dreams about Shredder.
Yeah.
And so he sneaks out.
Yes.
It is weird that nobody asked him why he was there in the first place.
Yeah.
That's, like, the biggest plot hole for me, is, like, how did he know where that was? Because he wasn't a part of... He's not a Foot Clan member yet, so he wouldn't have been there when they ransacked the place.
No, but he is the one who said, I know that there are turtles, right?
Right. But he wouldn't have known where their lair was.
Maybe it just got passed around.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, it's just common knowledge around the Foot headquarters at that point.
The Foot headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I just thought it was weird that nobody was like, okay, so you ran away from home, but why the fuck are you here?
Well, where else is he gonna go? He can't go home.
Not in a sewer.
Can't stay with the Foot.
Anyway, as he's climbing out of the manhole, Casey, who cannot sleep, sees him and follows him.
Yep.
Back to the Foot Palace.
Casey follows him all the way to headquarters and sneaks in. Mm-hmm. And then Danny goes back to talk to Splinter. And Splinter's like, hey man, I haven't seen you around. Where you been?
He's like, I needed a break, basically.
Yeah. He's like, oh, have you been hiding from your surrogate family? He's like, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how bad do you think Danny smells? Because he's been wearing this particular Sid and Nancy shirt pretty much the whole movie. When we first see him in April O'Neil's apartment, he's wearing a different shirt that just says Sid really big on the back. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, he owns one type of shirt, and that is a Sid Vicious shirt. But yeah, this one.
All of the shirts that Danny wears in the film have a picture of Sex Pistols bassist Sid Vicious on them.
Nice.
He wears 3 different shirts, and they all have Sid Vicious on them.
Perf. Well, he's been wearing this one for a while.
Didn't see an explanation of why, but they just do.
That he just loves Sid Vicious.
Yep.
But Splinter says, I used to have a family too, Danny. Mm-hmm. Many years ago, I was a pet rat in Japan. And where they lived in the void.
Yeah, because the flashback just starts out with just, like, blackness.
Yeah, well, and it's just, like, you see Splinter's cage, where he's a rat, and it's just black.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I learned all of my ninjutsu skills from watching and mimicking my master Yoshi. And then we see Yoshi just doing ninja skills in the blackness.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a lamp or a floor.
No. What? No, he's a ninja.
It just floats in the void. But... he says, Master Yoshi was one of the greatest warriors of all time, and he had one rival.
Orokusaki.
Orokusaki.
I love saying that, and I was just watching the movie from this point on going, Orokusaki. 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 Oh, look, it's Orokusaki.
So he says that Orokusaki
yes.
and Yoshi competed in all things, even for the love of a woman.
Yes.
But she loved Yoshi. And she convinced Yoshi to move to the United States instead of fighting Saki.
Instead of fighting who?
Orokusaki! Yes! So they did.
Yep.
And he got a job. Delivering pizzas.
Yeah, he moved here, got a job, but Saki was like, well, if I can't have her, no one can. So he comes all the way to the U.S., comes to his apartment, kills his girlfriend, kills him.
Yeah.
And in the moment, the heat of the moment, Splinter's cage gets broken. So he jumps out and attacks him in the face.
Yeah. He like gouges his face really badly.
Yeah.
And Orokusaki attacks him with a sword.
Yeah.
Cuts off one of his ears. And honestly, he's lucky as a tiny rat.
That's all that happened.
Yeah. That's precision.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that his name was always Splinter?
Probably.
Like, he's just like a tiny rat in Japan named Splinter, like in a cage. He's like, oh, my pet Splinter.
Yeah, it's a cute rat name.
It is. It's kind of weird that it's an English word. Maybe it was the Japanese word for Splinter.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It is cute. I just wonder if that was what his name always was, or...
Yeah, if he changed it
when
he became more aware of himself.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what his name would have been.
I don't know.
So Danny wants to know, alright, whatever happened to this Orokusaki? And Splinter's like, I don't know, but you're wearing his symbol on your head.
Oh.
Because he has one of the Foot Clan bands around his forehead.
Yeah.
But then Shredder sees Danny talking to Splinter and confronts him. He's like, what are you doing in here? Where have you been?
Nothing and nowhere, respectively.
And he says, you're lying to me and you're hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
So he just reaches into his pocket.
Yeah, it's like he just knows, because he's like, you're lying and hiding something. And he just kind of like reaches his hand out, but then like slowly just like reaches into his back pocket and pulls out this drawing of Leonardo. And he's like, they're back! Which is like, I mean, or he just saw him.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean...
Drew a picture of him.
It doesn't have a date on it. It might have a date. Because April O'Neil, not only does she sign it,
yeah,
and maybe puts a date, she also puts notes. Like on the bottom, it says, the floor needs more shadows. She's just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yes. But yeah, then they all leave.
Do you think that Shredder kept that drawing of Leonardo and like hung it up in his room?
Yeah,
Tacked it up.
Yeah. What do you think his room looks like? So spiky.
Yes, like it's all spikes.
Bed frame is also spiky.
Yeah, he just lays on a bed of nails.
Tuft and needle, indeed.
It's just and needle. I don't need the tuft.
No tuft.
Hold the tuft, please.
That's so stupid. Just imagining the menu screen when you order it online. You can like customize your unclick tuft. Extra needle. Oh god.
Oh boy.
Woo!
Yep. Anyway, Shredder says, there will be no mistake this time. I'll go myself. Also kill that rat.
Yeah.
That one. Specifically. The one chained to the wall. The guy in the shirt.
Right.
Not. I'm sure there are rats everywhere. It's like, not to confuse you.
Right, the big one. No, the big one.
The talking one.
So the Foot Clan all starts to mobilize. Everybody's like running around, getting ready to go attack whatever. And in the fray, Danny is accosted by a man in a Foot Clan outfit. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that it's Casey.
Whoa.
Pulls off his mask and he's like, you recognize me now, kid? He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Danny's like, listen, you have to come with me. They're gonna kill Splinter. And Casey hasn't even met Splinter yet, but he knows how important he is.
Yeah.
And like you can see it on his face. You know, he's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I love Casey Jones. I mean, throughout this whole movie, but especially in this moment, because Yeah, he's just like, well, shit, let's do it. You know, what does Splinter mean to him? Nothing.
Yeah, no, but he knows how important Splinter is to his friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the Foot are all taken off, piling into the sewers. They break into the turtle lair, but it's empty. Mm-hmm. There's nobody home.
Yeah, and then some smoke fills the air, and there's a lot of whooshing noises. It sounds kind of like...
Yeah, it sounds like exactly like that.
Earlier when I did it, like, really well. It's like that again. And the turtles have disarmed and knocked out all of the gang members, and Raph even had time to eat an apple.
Yeah, and he's, like, crunching on it, and he's like, boy, I sure hope there were more of them.
Crunchings and munchings.
And then he gets his wish granted immediately, because there are more of them.
Yeah, and the turtles are stoked.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hell yeah! And they're all like, alright, let's do it.
So Casey and Danny are helping Splinter down when Tatsu and some kids catch them.
There is a second here, like, to just further my love for Casey Jones. He walks into the room, he sees Splinter, and you see on his face go, oh, damn, that's a big rat. And then he goes, well, like, he takes a couple seconds to process it.
Yep.
And then he's like, and he looks at Danny, and he's like, where are the keys? And that's it. Like, that, you know, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
like,
he's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love him.
Yep.
You know, he's like,
Yeah, and back at the turtle lair, April is helping the turtles from the rafters. She's, like, got a big stick, and she's just, like, hitting them on the head from up above. It's very funny. And then, over there, Tatsu growls at Casey, because that's all he knows how to say. And Casey makes fun of his breath.
Yeah.
Right before Tatsu just knocks him on his ass.
Yeah!
And before he even gets up, he says, that's gonna cost you, Tinkerbell. But then Tatsu just beats the shit out of him, because Casey can't shut his mouth for long enough to even fight.
Yeah, it's like, he keeps threatening him, but Tatsu's like, I'm just gonna keep punching you. You can keep, like, doing whatever it is that you're doing. At one point, Casey's like, I see that there's a bit of a language barrier here between us, and Tatsu hits him again.
Yeah, but he gets knocked down, but he gets up again. And then he gets knocked down, and he gets up again.
They're never gonna keep him down.
Because, one time, when he falls, he sees a box full of golf clubs.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Is the swinging the stick?
Just some sort of sport implement.
Yeah.
He's fueled by the power of sport.
Yes.
If you get this man in a Dick's Sporting Goods, it's
shit.
over for you.
Yeah. Too powerful.
Yeah. So he knocks out Tatsu.
Yeah, he just stands up and just whap.
Yeah. And then he says, I'll never call golf a dull game again.
Yep.
Which is like, hey, Casey, shut up for like a second.
Just fight, my dude.
There's so many foot dudes around you.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the turtles are skateboarding through the sewers and kicking ass. And then back at headquarters, Sam Rockwell, whose character's name is just Head Thug.
Yeah, he doesn't have a name.
No, so that's why I keep calling him Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
But he's like, because the dudes that are left behind are not actually in the Foot Clan yet.
No, they're still all wearing their, like, torn
street clothes.
T-shirts and their whatever.
Yeah, and so Sam Rockwell's like, let's get him!
Yeah.
But nobody wants to.
No, they're just standing there.
Yeah.
And Splinter's like...
Casey and Danny are holding Splinter up at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Splinter's like, you know, where do your loyalties lie? Like, look at... Nobody wants to fight because you're just being used. You know? Like, he doesn't care about you. And Sam's like, no, we're a family. And Casey's like, this? You call this a family? He's
he
like,
looks at Tatsu on the ground. He's like,
no, that's your family? And so they go to help, you know, Casey and Danny go to help Splinter out, like carry him out, and just nobody stops them. They all just kind of like move out of the way and let him pass. And I'm just like, I'm not crying.
I'm fine.
Whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, and back in the sewers, the Foot are retreating. They're running away. They're climbing out of the sewers as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Mikey is making a bunch of shell puns.
Yes, and Donnie is passing judgment on all of his shell puns.
Until Mikey gets to, it was a shell of a good hit.
Yeah, and Donnie's like, yeah, nice, I like that one.
Yeah. And then is it Mikey?
Yeah.
Who, somebody tries to swipe at him, and he, like, puts his head in his shell.
Yeah.
And he just says, man, I love being a turtle.
I know, I love it.
Yeah.
And so now they're all fighting on a rooftop. And... yeah, it's very cute because they're working as a team.
Yeah, doing lots of teamwork and tricks and flipping over each other and helping each other out.
Exactly. But they've knocked everybody out. Yep. They're like, is that it? That's all you got?
Yep.
Until Shredder appears. Like, drops down onto the roof.
For some reason, it's like an important scene because it gets kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody else is knocked out. They're standing there, and then Shredder just appears.
Yeah.
Ominously.
Yeah.
And Donnie just goes, yep.
I know. Like,
why?
What?
What was that?
What does that mean? It would almost make more sense if, like, Mikey did it because he's got, like, can't take anything serious disease.
Yeah.
But it's Donatello who's just like...
it's not even a laugh. It's just like a weird noise.
Yeah, he just goes, yeah. Like, okay. What? But Leonardo says, does anybody know who or what that is?
I don't know, but I bet it never has to look for a can opener.
Oh, got him.
Shredder doesn't laugh. This man has no sense of humor.
He does not.
And he says, you've made enough trouble for me.
Mm-hmm.
So they start trying to fight him.
Yeah, but one at a time.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, my turn, let me get a crack at it. And then Donnie and Mikey, like, play rock, paper, scissors for it, basically. And
yeah.
I'm just like, boys.
Yeah.
As a
together.
Team,
yeah.
There are 4 of you and 1 of him.
They're all getting their asses handed to them, and one of them says, maybe somebody ought to tell him that we're the good guys.
Yeah. And then they get a second to, like, regroup, and they're all still on the roof together. Like, Shredder is just casually standing on a different part of the roof while they're all, like, talking, and then they're like, all right, let's try again. Because I think one of them is kind of just like, we could just go. We could just leave.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, but, like, we're getting our butts kicked.
Right,
but Leo says, I know one thing, and it's that this guy knows where Splinter is.
Right.
So they all attack him again.
Yes. So Casey and Danny and a bunch of the Foot kids.
Yeah, they all just followed them out.
Yeah, are headed towards the same rooftop.
Yeah.
And they're all walking together, and they can hear the fighting.
Yeah.
And they're approaching it. And then Casey looks over and Splinter is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Which is surprising.
Yeah,
since he was holding him up.
Yeah, he was just right there. He goes to talk to him and he's like, where'd he go?
And all of these shots of this scene, too, are really cool because you can tell it's like the middle of the night. There's nobody around.
Right.
There's just street lights. Everything's wet.
Yeah.
And gross.
So
and it's
many
just
puddles.
Like dark, gross 90s New York City. It's just like my favorite aesthetic in a movie.
I was thinking about that because part of the scene where they're fighting on the rooftop and Donatello is rolling around and he just rolls through so many puddles and I'm like, I wonder if he got like wet in there, or just oh, it's leaking in my suit.
Oh, probably.
What's it made out of?
Yeah. It's just in there wearing a trash bag.
Yeah, I hope so. But so, Shredder is still kicking their asses up on the roof.
Yeah.
And Raphael asks him where Splinter is.
He's like, where's Splinter?
Right. Because, that's how we do.
Yeah.
And Shredder's like, oh, you guys are with him?
Oh, that rat.
The rat.
Has a name?
Has a name. Huh. He had a name. And they're all like, nope, don't believe you.
Yeah.
You dick.
Leo charges at him because he gets so upset by him suggesting that Splinter is dead.
Yes.
And he gets knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Shredder has some pointy object threatening him. And he's like, I'm going to kill him if the rest of you don't throw down your weapons.
Yep.
So they throw all their weapons down, and Shredder says, fools!
Mm-hmm.
Now your fate will be his!
Yeah, because he's like, you probably, the 3 of you, if you had just let him die, the 3 of you could have overtaken me easily.
Yep.
But they're like,
well,
no, dude.
Leo die?
Yeah. What?
Did you get a new blue turtle? Come on. But just as he's about to kill Leo, Splinter appears.
Yep. He's like, hey, remember me?
He says, Orokusaki!
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Uh-huh.
And Shredder takes off his mask and shows all of the deep gashes that he got from Splinter attacking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he says, now I will finish what I began with your ear.
Yep.
And his battle is very short.
Yeah, quite brief. Because he charges at Splinter, but Splinter just kind of sidesteps him and he misses and he goes flying off the roof. And he's hanging off the building because Mikey had like tossed his nunchuck, but it got hung up on like a ladder.
Yeah.
And so he's hanging off the building like from that. And Splinter is talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, death comes for us all, Orokusaki. But for you, something much worse comes. For you die.
And then he just falls.
Well, because
he like slides, the sword slides out and he just falls.
Shredder pulls a knife out of his like suit.
Oh, yeah.
And throws it at Splinter and Splinter catches it. But because of that, he like lets go of one hand and Shredder falls presumably to his death.
Yeah.
And Splinter's like, without honor. He's like, let me finish my sentence, dude. Damn.
Right, I know. I thought it was...
I had more to say.
Yeah, kind of funny that he fell in the middle of him giving this, like, death speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he falls into the back of a garbage truck.
Uh-huh.
In case he goes, whoops! And just hits the squish button.
Yeah, like we see his helmet get crushed in the door of the garbage. It's the squish button. Sorry.
Yeah, the squish button. You know.
I mean, that is what it is. The squish button is just so funny.
Yep. So the cops finally show up.
Yep.
I don't know what they were doing. This fight was really long.
Yeah, and it's not like there's traffic.
No.
We don't see anybody on the streets. But anyway, Charles also shows up.
Yeah, the cops show up, Charles shows up, Danny runs towards him, but stops to give April the money back that he stole from her.
Yeah, because he's a good kid.
Yeah, April's like, what's this? And he's like, trust me, I owe you.
Yeah.
And then Charles and Danny hug, and it's a sweet moment. There's so much, like, daddy issue in this movie, but it also a lot of it gets resolved, which is really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Danny? But they do talk. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. His dad, like, yells at him a little bit, but it very quickly becomes apparent that he's yelling because he was so worried, you know. He's just like, where have you been? I was so worried about you, you know. And he's just like, kind of, he's like, Dad, I'm okay? Sorry. Yeah. I'm okay. Also, it's Dan. It's just Dan. He's like, Dan? All right.
That's cute.
That's cute. Yeah, they hug, and, you know, they have a lot to work out, but hopefully they will learn to talk to each other from here on out.
Yes. And then Charles runs over to April and is like, listen, you gotta cover this story.
Yeah.
And April's like, you know, May so-and-so over at so-and-so place, she has a corner office.
Yeah.
And June blah 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 over at this station, she has the highest pay of any field reporter.
Yeah, and he's like, now you do. You've got that corner office. Yeah. You're the highest field reporter, you know, and whatever.
Yeah, and so she's like, all right, I'll do it. So she's like getting ready to be on camera. The police chief is talking to Sam Rockwell and the other gang, asking for answers.
Yeah.
And Sam is just like, go look over in the East Warehouse on Lairdman Island.
Yes. And then Sam Rockwell goes on to start a home for wayward boys, and they all become a family, and he takes care of them.
Oh.
And makes sure that they're healthy.
They all move to Santa Clara? Lost Boys? They all move to Santa Clara and become vampires.
Yeah.
But then Casey finds April as she's like trying to fix her face a little bit in a side view mirror. And she's like, hi.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi?
Hi. Yeah. He says, I look like I just called Mike Tyson a sissy, and all you have to say to me is hi.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't have time for this, dude. What the fuck is it that you want? She says, would you just shut up and kiss me? I have a report to do.
Yeah.
And he says, I love it when you're pushy.
And then they kiss.
They kiss. And then we see the turtles celebrating on the rooftop and trying to come up with the best words to describe their fighting. They're like, we were awesome.
Radical.
Gnarly.
Bodacious.
Totally tubular.
Wicked.
And then Splinter chimes in and says, I have always liked. And they all, like, look at him, and he says, Cowabunga. They're like, Cowabunga! And they all high five, and then you hear Splinter go, ha ha ha, I made a funny. I love him so much.
I know.
They're all together again.
And then the turtle theme song plays.
Turtle power.
And it's bad. But it's okay.
It's fun, though.
It's fun. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fine. It's fun.
Yep.
The end.
Woohoo!
Yee!
Yay!
We did it.
We did it.
What a good movie.
So good.
Is it a replay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Capital R.
Yeah.
Capital R-E-P-L-A-Y. Replay.
Replay.
So good.
Yes.
Did it make you cry?
Yes.
I know, me too. And I've seen it so many times.
Twice. It got me like... So there were 2 times where like tears actually fell from my eyes, and the first time is when they're sitting around the fire and Splinter's like, I love you, my sons. And then the second time is when like Charles and Danny are reunited.
Yeah. Yeah, it got me a couple times too.
Yeah.
So it was released on March 30th, 1990.
Nice.
It had a budget of $13.5 million, and it made $202 million.
Holy shit.
In 1990.
Hell yeah. I mean, as it should.
It has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wrong.
Everyone is fired.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it was received well by audiences, but not critically. It was number 1 at the box office when it was released, and it had the biggest opening weekend an independent film had ever had up to that time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they started production on it and stuff, and none of the studios would really take a chance on it until New Line Cinema signed on.
Yeah.
And they were still like a small independent company, and they're like more well-known now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that, you know, being from a studio that it's like, who?
Right, yeah.
But it really is.
Yeah, at the time, I mean, I feel like we've all heard of New Line Cinema now, but...
this is not one of those movies where you're like, yeah, it's a Disney movie, or it's a, like, you know, somebody's like, who, if you asked even, like, a fan, you know, like, who made the Turtles movie, be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I could have found it in my brain, I think.
Yeah.
Because on my DVD of the second one, it's also New Line Cinema, and for some reason, the title screen for New Line Cinema plays twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
They, like, really need you to know
I just feel like it's, like, a glitch on that DVD, but
yeah.
I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, New Line Cinema. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I heard. Heard you the first time.
Yeah, but it was, like I said at the beginning, the 9th highest grossing film of 1990 worldwide. It was also nominated for awards by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror.
Wow.
Yeah. Roger Ebert only gave it a 2.5. Not the worst. Not the best.
No.
He concluded that the film is nowhere near as bad as it might have been, and probably is the best possible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. It supplies, in other words, more or less what Turtle fans will expect.
Okay.
Cool. Janet Maslin of the New York Times criticized the cinematography, stating that it was so poorly photographed that the red masked turtle looks almost exactly like the orange masked one. There are some scenes where I'm like, who is that? But you can tell by what they're doing.
Yeah, same thing with Leo and Donnie, too, where the blue and the purple are kind of
It's just like a darker movie.
Yeah.
It's not very bright all the time.
Yeah.
Lloyd Bradley of Empire Magazine gave the film a 4 out of 5 stars, stating a well-rounded, unpretentious, very funny knockabout adventure, subtly blended so that it's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yep.
I mean, it deserves 5 stars, but that's fine. Kim Newman wrote in the Monthly Film Bulletin that the Turtles drop the occasional teenage buzzword but are never remotely convincing as teenagers, mutants, ninjas, or turtles, leaving them stranded on the screen as big green Muppets with different colored headbands.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Kimberly.
Right.
What do you know about any of those things?
Anything. You know what? I don't think adults should have been allowed
to watch this movie.
To talk about this movie in a critical fashion. Because they don't know. Yeah.
They're very clearly, teenagers.
They're absolutely teenagers. Have you met a teenager?
Yeah. Anyway,
the production mostly took place in North Carolina, where they recreated a lot of rooftops and sewers. They went and visited New York City, took pictures of things that, they wanted to recreate. Mm-hmm. And after the sketches were created, the construction team used the backlot to create a lot of the sets, but they had problems with the manholes and, the sewer sets because they wanted it to look realistic, but they kept flooding because they were actually underground.
Oh.
So they had to, pour a bunch of concrete into all these underground rooms to keep the water out.
Yeah.
It sounds like a nightmare, especially working with puppets.
Yeah, absolutely.
All your shit to get wet.
Yeah, and with motors in the heads. These are complicated.
Yeah, we can't be getting soggy
outfits
in here. So, like we have referenced many times, the Turtles were created by Jim Henson's Creature Shop in London. Mm-hmm. Henson said that the creatures were the most advanced that he had ever worked with, and they were the first made out of fiberglass and then remolded out of clay. They were produced as molds to cast the whole body in foam rubber latex, and it took 18 weeks.
Wow.
To make them, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, even now, I know that they're puppets, and if you watch their mouths, it's not great.
Right. But there are some complicated movements happening.
Then there are also giant turtles. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, they don't really look like turtles because they have human arms and legs.
Right.
Their anatomy is not turtle-y.
No.
So, I feel like it's believable that they wouldn't be 100% human movement-y. I don't know, for a child's brain, I was like, this is so real.
Yeah.
That's why I thought the turtles lived in the sewers when I was a kid. They look real as fuck.
Yeah.
And it still holds up really well.
Yes.
So like I said a second ago, Walt Disney Pictures, Columbia Pictures, MGM, Orion Pictures, Paramount, and Warner Brothers all turned down the film because they were worried that it could be a box office disappointment, even though the cartoon and all the toys were really popular already. Mm-hmm. And they didn't find a distribution company until halfway through production.
Wow.
Yeah, and New Line Cinema at the time had only been known for distributing low-budget B-movies and art house, kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. We got $13 million. Do you ever wonder if the people who are trying to pitch this movie to, Disney or whatever, just do that thing? You know that scene in Pretty Woman where she goes into the shop? She, tries to buy clothing in the store, and the girl's like, we don't want you in here. Yeah. And then she goes in later with all of her bags, and she's like, do you work on commission? big mistake. And then she leaves. Do you ever wonder if they call and they're like, hey, you see that? $202 million.
Yeah.
I gotta go call Paramount.
Right.
You know, it's just like calling everybody like, you goofed.
Yeah.
You could have had this, but you didn't.
I feel like I think they know now, like movie companies know now. But if a toy is popular,
yeah,
like a kid will watch a movie.
Yeah.
Based on the toy.
Absolutely.
Like that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Also, they had a partnership. I didn't write this down. But they had an exclusive partnership with Pizza Hut for like a bunch of deals with all of their merchandise and stuff, even though Domino's had
It's the one in the movie.
Yeah,
that
which I thought was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So Judith Hoag, who played April O'Neil, was not asked to come back.
Nope.
Because she complained so much.
About what?
About how they worked 6 days a week.
Okay.
And the amount of violence in the movie. Which, again, it's not violent.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
There is nary a gun in this movie.
No. I don't get it. I mean, there's a lot of punching, but like we've said, it's very silly punching.
Yeah,
like,
it's goofy.
Yeah, the sounds are very silly. It's everybody is fine at the end of the movie, except for Shredder. Well,
he's fine.
He's fine. I mean, he does get crushed.
Well, you know, the squish button will get you sometimes, but...
The squish button will bring you down.
But he's fine.
Yeah. I just don't understand. I always get so frustrated when people get upset about something like this, and there is source material to reference. To, like, help you. Like, did you see Kick-Ass 2?
I didn't see the second one.
It's not good.
I really liked the first one.
I did too.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass 2 is okay. Jim Carrey is in it.
Oh.
And he's my favorite character in the whole thing, and I would watch an entire movie about him, because he, like, he's a vigilante superhero like the rest of them. His name's Captain Stars and Stripes.
Oh.
He's like a very, like, military dude. He has a German Shepherd with him named Eisenhower.
Oh.
And he, like, has a big bat. And he just, like, beats the shit out of people with his giant bat.
Yeah.
And it's, like, very violent, you know, like the way that the Kick-Ass movies are. But he also won't let anybody swear.
That's funny.
And it's just really cute.
Yeah.
But he agreed to do the movie, and then he filmed it, and then later he was like, I wish I hadn't done it because it's so violent. And I'm like, dude, it's Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah,
go watch
did you see the first one?
There are comic books.
Yeah.
If you don't want to read them, you just spend 2 hours and watch the movie and just see what you're getting yourself into before you go see it. That's out there. The source material is out there. So just do your homework real quick. So I don't,
Yeah, and the first movie is really violent.
Yeah.
I mean, they set Nicolas Cage on fire.
Yeah, they blow up a dude in, like, an industrial microwave. Like,
made me cry.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But I just, as much as I love Jim Carrey, it's like, I don't think you can talk shit about this thing. I didn't realize how violent it was going to be. One, read the script when you sign on. But also, before you even agree to sign on, there was a prequel. There was a number one that you could watch.
Yeah.
And I mean, same thing with this. Like, it's so violent. Like, well, one, it's a movie about ninjas.
Yep.
What do you think they're going to do? Just sit around and, like,
eat
play
pizza?
checkers? Yeah, eat pizza. And two, there are comic books that exist that you could watch or read. There's a cartoon. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're going off the cartoon, there's not as much.
It doesn't look as real because it's a cartoon, but I feel like if you just drew this movie in a cartoon form, it would
You'd
look
be like, oh, it's so silly.
The show, yeah.
What are you complaining about?
I don't know, it's silly.
Anyway.
This will make you sad. Corey Feldman said he was offered only $1,500 to do voice work for this film, and he accepted because the producers told him that this was a small, low-budget independent film.
Yeah.
And their biggest hope was that it would have moderate success on VHS if they were lucky.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that they were lying, though.
No.
I mean, the budget was $13 million, and they spent most of it on the puppets.
Yeah. Well, this is why you should always work for a percentage.
Yes.
Not, like...
a number.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much of the sales. Yeah, $1,500, and they made over $200 million. That's so sad. I wonder if that's why he didn't come back for the second one.
I don't know. Maybe he was salty.
Yeah.
I don't think that, they were distributed by an independent company.
Yeah. No, I don't, I mean, they had to go through so many production companies who turned them down, and they were like, we're just trying to make this movie, like, maybe it'll do well, but probably not. We just, just the merchandise and stuff. So they probably weren't lying, but they could have also retroactively been like, hey, we did way better than we thought we were going to do, so here's some more money.
Nope.
But there's like, no, you signed this, so here's your $1,500. Yeah. Poor Corey Feldman.
And my last little bit of trivia is that Jennifer Beals, Marissa Tomei, Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman, Melanie Griffith, Winona Ryder, and Brooke Shields were all considered for the role of April O'Neil.
Huh. I bet you Winona Ryder would have complained less.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
She would have been so cute. I don't know if she would have been the right fit.
Yeah.
But she would have been cute, because I just like her.
And she would have gone along with the yellow jumpsuit and having actually red hair.
100%.
Because Judith Hogue didn't even want to have the bright red hair either. So her hair's like brownish.
Why did she agree to do this movie?
I don't know.
It's not like they promised her a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't get paid very much either.
She didn't like the concept. She didn't like the character design. What were you doing, Judith?
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
That's all. Gosh.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
First week of my birthday.
I love it. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
Again.
to me. Thanks.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm glad that you had a birthday.
Yeah.
And that you were born.
Oh, thanks.
So that we could, I mean, just in general, full stop, but also that we could cover this movie because I love it.
Yes, me too. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to wear my Ninja Turtle sweater today.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I'm cold.
Fair. Whatever's closest and warmest.
Yes. Yeah, that's all, y'all. So, thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you love the turtles. Tell me your favorite turtle-related memory.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if you ever played, email us at replayrewindpodcast@gmail.com, or you can message us on Instagram, Replay Rewind Podcast. You can tweet at us at Replay Rewind Pod, or we have a Tumblr at replayrewindpodcast.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Message us. Let me know what your favorite Turtles memory is.
Uh-huh.
Tell me if you ever played any of the games, because all of the games, from what I remember, were really hard.
Oh, yeah.
The arcade games were fun, but I could never get very far. And then the ones that I had on NES, I was just like, what the fuck? Why is this so hard?
What is happening? I feel like a lot of games when we were kids, like...
Were just so hard.
Super Nintendo games are just
the one
hard.
that I played the most... You had 4 lives, and the 4 lives were the 4 turtles. So, like, you played as one, and then if you got knocked out, like, the next turtle came in.
Yeah.
And it's like they didn't learn that you need teamwork.
No! You gotta have all of them, or at least 2 of them.
Yeah. Tell us if you love Ninja Turtles ice cream, if you had Ninja Turtles toys, tell us about your pajamas, tell us...
Yeah. Show us pictures of all your Ninja Turtles gear. If you don't like the Ninja Turtles, don't talk to us. Like, just keep it to yourself.
I doubt you would have made it this far in the episode if you didn't.
That's fair. That is fair.
That would be weird.
It would be weird. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Me neither.
Anyway, you can also listen to our other episodes on all the major podcast platforms: Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening to this one.
Yeah.
Go check it out. And if you want more content, you can go over to patreon.com/replayrewindpodcast. Get you some bonus episodes.
Yeah, it's my birthday month, so this month we're doing Robin Hood Men in Tights, so you don't want to miss that. So hop on over to Patreon. You will get immediate access to all of the previous bonus episodes that we have recorded, and there are a lot, and they're all funny.
It's true, yeah.
If you want to get me, Bucket Snake, something for my birthday, go ahead and sign up for Patreon.
Aw,
that made me really happy.
Present. Yeah, that's a win-win.
Absolutely. You get stuff, I get stuff.
Yep.
All the money that you pay for it just goes to make the podcast better.
Exactly. And we put out a bonus episode every Tuesday, so it's worth.
Definitely worth.
They're fun. So go check that out. In the meantime, stay fresh. Cheese bags.
And don't forget to reduce, reuse, recycle, replay, rewind, and be radical.
Yeah! There were a couple times where I was like, oh, this is sad. But the times where tears fell from my eyeballs.
Tear balls. Fell from
my eyes.
Meatwedge, are you okay? Are those tear balls?
No! Shut up.